Well, hello everybody. I hope you're having a great day. Welcome to Borderline Banter. My name is Mike, and give me a second here so I can. Sorry, just a little bit more light there. But yeah,
And that's all. Borderline Banter's. Oh,
welcome to Borderline Banter.
Okay. Welcome back.
Everyone being here. If you haven't already, please hit that follow button. It's Monday night, and we got. No, it's Wednesday night. My bad.
Oh, you did it this week. I did it last week.
Dustin. Oh no. Okay, It is. I'm glad it's Wednesday. We had a huge snowstorm here, so it's crazy. It was like 20 degrees Celsius the other day, which is like 70 Fahrenheit, I believe, and now it's like 16 Fahrenheit, and there's snow everywhere. So it's not cold; it's just snow everywhere. But yeah. As y'all know, moving the mouse around. Dustin's here. Dustin, how's it going?
It's going pretty good. We also recently got snowed on. We got about 10 inches, maybe a little more, but it's already gone. It's gone. We're supposed to get more Saturday, maybe.
They just said there's going to be a drought here, so the snow is good. We need the snow. It's good for the mountains. It's good for the environment. So let's.
Yeah, I can't tell when winter's over because we just keep getting a snow every 6 or 7 days.
Tomorrow is spring.
Oh, there you go. But wait, what did the gopher see?
It doesn't matter what that thing says.
Well, I thought we looked at it and he said it'd be 8 more weeks.
No, it's a groundhog.
He saw the shadow of a hedgehog.
It's been a few weeks, but tomorrow will be officially spring. But yeah. We got some weird stuff to talk about. Like it's a bloodbath. It's going to be a bloodbath. Some comments referring to what Trump made, which may or may not have been taken out of context. We will get into that.
Is that at least the correct quote, though? It's going to be a bloodbath. Did he actually say at least that line?
I'm pretty sure he said that.
And the context is just the additional lines before it?
Yeah, but that's what all the media just put in. That's exactly what all the media put.
But he said that line.
He did use those words. And
I just want to make sure, because we threw quotes around it, so I just want to make sure we're not being dumb. Because if he just used the word bloodbath in a totally different sentence than they were printing or something.
No. So I'm just following what the news said. But anyway,
and I hope they give us the whole paragraph.
They're all gonna get. And I hope we can find a video because it'd be pretty good to watch it, so you can see what he means. But yeah.
Well, I haven't pre-read this article we've got here from MSNBC.
Yeah.
Does it have a title?
We got it. Doesn't look like there's a title.
Oh, here it is.
So yeah,
putting Trump's comments about a post-election quote bloodbath in context. What did Donald Trump mean when he warned of a post-election bloodbath if he loses in November? Let's consider the context and relevant details.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So of course, like now the media does this for everyone to every side. They're gonna take bits and pieces out of everything you say and they're gonna clip it. You know, they're like, oh, he said this, he said that. So yeah, they are right. He did say it. But he said, so I forget exactly what he's talking about, but he's talking about the automobile industry and how the vehicles are going to be made in Mexico and how they're going to be made in China and Mexico and you're going to lose jobs in America. And he's going on. He's like, there's going to be a bloodbath if I lose in the automotive industry. I could be wrong. I was paraphrasing there. But yeah, Dustin, did you pull up the video?
I did not.
Oh, I thought I heard you. But yeah, okay.
But they do, if this is it.
I think that
I'm going to click this.
Yeah.
All right. No promises.
Oh, and Moto. Thank you for the subscription. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Moto, how's it going? No, sorry, we might need to just restart this.
Yeah. So, okay.
But it does start earlier than the bloodbath part. We got 17 here. All right, so let's start again.
Hey, question. Hey, just because you're here, it might take a second, but you want to hop in or be a last-minute guest? But yeah, let's see what this says here.
On the spot.
On the spot. Why not? You know? So, okay.
Oh, here. But that also puts you on the spot.
Yeah, no, it's going to put me on the spot. It's fine. So it's going to take a second here. Everybody bear with us. We are professionals here at Borderline Banter. If you just jump in the voice chat above, I'll bring you in. But yeah, so play the quote so everyone can hear it again while I'm doing this, maybe.
Right. And you're not going to be able to sell those cars. If I get elected, now if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole, that's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it. But they're not going to sell those cars. They're building massive factories. A friend of mine.
So yeah, so he clearly was saying something different. You know what I mean?
Well, I look at it like bookends. He mentions cars at both ends of this.
Yeah. So exactly. So there's no reason for them not to.
But what does he mean
Probably
for the
shouldn't be showing this.
country? Because like the automakers aren't the country. How are you sharing
Yeah, it was nothing sensitive.
all
So-
kinds of stuff? Nothing. Just
So no,
yeah.
nothing sensitive, whatever. So it's just Discord. Yeah. So they totally took it. They ran with it, and a lot of people always like, yes, Trump said it's gonna be a bloodbath if he doesn't get elected. He's inciting violence, which I don't see. That's what he's doing. He's not inciting violence. He's just saying that there's gonna.
So when they say he said if he doesn't get elected, there's gonna be a bloodbath, it's because he said if I don't get elected, it's gonna be a bloodbath.
Yes.
So if you're confused as to why somebody would say he said that, it's because he said that.
I know. I'm not saying he didn't say it,
Like-
but he said it. But that just going back to like, where's the context? Like you can't just you post half a comment. You know what I mean? That's just like.
Well, and they've got additional here because
Yeah.
you know even the clip starts somewhere.
And the clip doesn't even show it
I
all.
think
Yeah.
the clip I think starts with "You're going to sell cars to
Yeah,
us."
it's,
now.
it's a long clip.
So here's where it starts. If you're listening, President Xi, and you and I are friends. Oh wait, he's friends with the Chinese president.
Yeah. So
Why?
because he did work with him for 4 years.
Okay, but he's a member of the CCP.
Yeah, but he worked with him.
He's the
4 years.
leader of the CCP.
Justin
You shouldn't be
Trudeau
friends with the
friggin' loves-
CCP.
Justin Trudeau loves the
So-
guy. Come
So
on.
Trump is now an avowed friend of the CCP.
Isn't Joe Biden too? But
Well, yeah, but you expect that from Biden,
yeah.
don't you? You don't expect it
okay.
from Trump, do you?
Let's finish. Let's
To start
finish.
this off with President Xi, my
can
good
jump in now,
friend.
Jared,
I
yeah.
love this guy.
Yeah.
Like, like
He
that
just-
strikes me as weird
Or
because he's
maybe
the one
he
who
just
says
he's just
China.
thinking in the future. He's just thinking in the future when he's the president. That way, people like him, right? So that way, China
I don't know. I
likes
don't
him.
think they're friends. I'd like to see Xi's response
Okay.
on friends or not. Like, hey Xi, do you consider Donald a friend?
So
Just to see what he says. He probably wouldn't answer. Anyways, you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal. Those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now. What?
So China is building factories in Mexico. It looks like, and I don't know.
Oh,
I can
okay.
fact check that.
All right.
but-
Are they? Yeah, okay, good. Or is he confused? That's what I'm trying to make sure.
No,
He does mean
he
China
did-
building
he
in
did
Mexico,
know-
right?
he did mean that. So
Okay. And you're going to not hire Americans and you're going to sell the cars to us. No.
Hello.
We're going to put a 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line. You're not going to be able to sell those cars if I get elected.
hey, Himoto, welcome to the
What's
show.
up? Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I'm just gonna rearrange everything.
Yeah, he's
here.
going to have to move some things around.
But oddly enough, I'm not too shabby at this anymore.
Really?
Boom.
Well, I'm gone, so it's not that
You're
good.
not gone.
There I am.
It's like a download back in the 90s when you're downloading porn like a little bit at a time.
I would never.
I
mean, yeah. So welcome, Himoto. Long time no chat. We miss you here in
Yeah.
Banter. How's it going? Paul's story.
It's
We
been
will be
good.
back with it. So
It's been good. It's been good. Just been busy, but hey, that
Yeah.
is work.
oh, for sure, no work's work. And
Yep.
it's probably busy season now because it's winter here. So
It's
let's
always
all-
busy
let's
season
all-
right
let's all
now.
flock- Let's all flock to a warm place. I don't want to. There's freaking snow on the ground, man. So
Dang.
you know.
Still, dang.
Well, it's the snow on the ground usually here too, like May long weekend, which is Victoria Day, and I think it's President's Day there. In
Is
the
it?
States. In the States, sorry.
Should I know? I
Yeah.
don't. Do I get that day off?
It
is
always
the real
snows that
question.
day, yeah. So,
When is President?
but yeah, welcome back. Thanks for
Wait,
being
President's
here.
Day was February 19th.
Yeah. So okay.
Happy to be here.
Yeah. Okay. So did you hear about this story we're talking about?
No, I did not.
Yeah. So yeah, did you hear the quote he said? I don't know if you're busy, but I'll replay it so you can hear what he said. But all right, Dustin's going over the quote right now. Wanna go over it again so we can get the whole thing?
Yeah, sure. So if you're listening, President Xi and you and I are friends, but he understands the way I deal. Those big monster car manufacturing plants that you're building in Mexico right now, you're going to not hire Americans and you're going to sell the cars to us. No, we're going to put 100% tariff on every single car that comes across the line. And you're not going to be able to sell those cars if I get elected. Now, if I don't get elected, it's going to be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a bloodbath for the country. That'll be the least of it, and they're not going to sell those cars.
And
Yeah. So
that's really what he said?
Yeah.
Now he didn't mean that as that there's gonna be a fight or anything. He's like there's gonna be bloodbath in the auto industry. That's exactly what he meant. So
Yeah.
but they're trying to say that he's inciting violence. That he's saying that if he loses the election, that he's inciting violence, and that's not what he is saying.
Does he want them to hire Americans? Would that make sense?
No, keep the
China builds a Mexican plant
keep
that
the
Americans
factories
work
in
in.
America. Isn't Detroit full of a whole bunch of empty factories?
So
right
he
now?
wants his good friend President Xi to build them here. Okay.
No, he doesn't want them to be involved. He wants his factories built in America. Isn't that what Build Back America's about? Oh wait, that's somebody else.
What about his friend?
So, when you're a politician,
I think he would like it to be here.
Dustin,
but,
when you're a politician, everybody's your friend. Okay, remember that.
That's not true.
Yeah, they're always your friend, though. You know, like
No.
yeah, I don't know.
There's political opposition.
Yeah, but they still say they're friends. Like, come on.
I mean, they're
Right?
probably
Don't think they do.
They probably
they probably do
Yeah.
like behind the scenes.
Yeah, they. I don't know. So.
I don't know. You think the leader of South Korea and the leader of North Korea call each other friends?
Okay.
I'm going to use the extreme example. Why not?
Yeah. All right. So yeah. Okay. Cool.
Why not just go ahead
Yeah.
and tilt this?
Yeah.
Not everyone is friends, and there's got to be extreme examples. Otherwise, what are we doing here?
So.
No, that's true.
Yeah.
He's got a point.
And I
though.
thought China was one of those for Trump. I really did. I thought because he literally says China.
Yes.
He's
Yep.
the China
evil
virus.
China.
Yeah,
China.
Yeah, and he's worried about the Communist Chinese Party.
but okay. Sorry, not every politician needs a friend. Keep your friends close and keep your enemies closer.
Yeah.
Happy?
I'm just calling out. I don't think they're friends, and I don't think it makes sense to hire Americans.
No,
But they would sell us the cars.
Yeah, but-
that's why he's mentioning the tariff. You have to put the tariff on there
Yeah.
for our cars to compete with manufactured cars from other places.
But yeah,
Wow.
keep the jobs. I can see why he's. But whatever, it's Trump. He's gonna say what he wants to say. But yeah,
I just don't see how he's going to do any of this, though. I mean, yeah, he can apply a tariff to a country, but that doesn't really change much. The company just moves where it operates.
oh yeah, but whatever. At least he's gonna.
Or
do
they ship
something.
it to a place and then ship it to
Now,
a place like what
Is
happened with
Biden
Russia.
gonna do something? We don't know. We
You know-
haven't heard his
you know
side.
all those
Maybe he's gonna
sanctions?
do. So
Well, yeah, I don't know if Biden cares.
yeah,
I don't think either of them really care. But you know all those sanctions that everyone did against Russia?
yeah,
You know how Russia like worked around that?
yeah. Third country.
There was just a middleman country.
Yeah,
That's it.
so-
They for most of it they added one step,
yeah,
and it was on the way.
yeah.
Like
Yeah. And then
it's kind of ridiculous, but that's literally how Putin got away with doing whatever he wants. He really can't be held accountable.
yes, and I don't know what we did. Did we congratulate Mr. Putin for his amazing win last week in Russia?
We
was-
did. You were very
thought- yeah, I thought it was- I thought it
you
was
did
close.
mention and I said congratulations to
Yeah.
the 5 opponents who got 3 or 4%.
I don't think that was
each.
alive though. Did you hear about that? Himoto?
No.
Yeah. There was Russia had an election, and Vladimir Putin won.
Can you believe it?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
I know. Hey. So. Well,
Yeah.
his enemy kind of died in prison, but
Okay. Wait.
So it just happens, right? So, no, the front leader did die in prison.
Yeah, Navalny died in prison and he didn't allow his wife to run. But
Yeah.
but other than those like controversies, like he won.
Yeah. So
He did it. We did it, Vladimir.
we did it.
I don't know if he. No, he won. He won.
Yeah.
It's not
He
a real
won.
election.
Yeah, you're
I think
right, he
the
won.
world knows it, but
He's
the world
watching.
can't stop
Man.
it.
He won. Vladimir. We all congratulate you. But yeah, I don't think like the media, of course, just cut it, and they're just saying that he's like, oh, there's gonna be a bloodbath that I don't get elected, and yes, in theory, he said that, but
I mean, no, he did say that.
yes, but they can't just take half a friggin' sentence and clip it.
Well, no, you could take the full sentence.
Yeah,
Here, you could literally take this whole sentence
yeah, but he
all the
was
way
talking.
to the end.
If
Even
you
this
watch
weird
over-
thing where he
yes.
says that's going to be the least
Yeah.
of it. His way
Yeah.
of talking is very awkward. I can't. It's weird,
Yeah,
especially
but-
that you're going to not hire Americans. Why isn't it you're not going to hire Americans? They're
I
not
don't
going
know.
where.
Maybe
it's
that's
like-
a typo. I'd have to watch a quote
No,
again.
no,
'cause
no,
that's weird.
No, because if you read it, no, you're right. Yeah, it's Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's what he said.
And you're not going to be able to sell those guys. If I get elected, now if I don't get
Oh, we're
elected,
too late for
it's
that part of
going to
it.
be a bloodbath for the whole. That's going to be the least of it. It's going to be a blood
Wait.
It's gonna be a
like,
blood.
Yes, you can pause it. Finish the
for
sentence.
the country. That'll be the least of it. But they're not going to sell those cars. They're building massive factories. A friend of mine.
See, he's talking about cars.
So right now,
Before-
who does Mexico sell cars to?
Nobody probably.
What do you mean nobody?
I don't know.
You act like Mexico's not a country.
Do they make cars?
Well, they have exports, dude.
Yeah.
It's the 7th largest producer of passenger vehicles.
What
They produce
brand?
3.5 million vehicles annually.
Okay.
Mexico does.
Oh, crazy. So
Really?
88% of those that they manufacture are exported.
Yeah.
76% go to the United States.
Huh. That's crazy.
Yeah. So when you think about Mexico, it's not small bean. They make 3.5 million annually, and I'd say probably, I can't do the math, 3 million of those come here. 2.5 million. I'm not.
Yeah.
gonna do the
Okay.
math,
I didn't know that. I thought I did not know Mexico had a huge fat car industry. That surprises me.
They do.
Yeah.
And it's going to be interesting to see, if he's even allowed to do anything about
You
that.
okay, Himoto? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. So, you're talking to Jays. My bad. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like,
All right. So
yeah.
let's go into MSNBC's
Yeah.
take on this, I guess, right? Because
Mhm.
we're saying that people are taking it out of context, but I guess we haven't even shown an example of that. All I've ever heard of is the full thing because I just heard it now.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
So was Trump talking only about the economy and the automotive industry when he made reference to a bloodbath? A Politico report summarized this in a way I found compelling. Who's I? I must be the writer of this. In the speech, he was talking about the auto industry and the potential for economic losses against China. That's a fair point, but we'd note he also said that's going to be the least of it, suggesting a wider lens than simply autos.
So
your thoughts on that?
yeah,
On why he said that's the least of it?
I don't know. You could just been saying that's. The
What does
least of
that
it,
mean?
Yeah.
The least of what does that mean though?
What's the whole comment? That's the least of it. Where does he say that?
If I don't, it's in the sense of
Yeah,
if I
just
don't get
yeah.
elected, there's gonna be a bloodbath for the whole. That's gonna be the least of it.
Yeah, because he's.
I mean, it's right after he said
yeah.
this up here. So
Because
is
the
that
whole auto
what is
industry?
that?
That's gonna be the least of it. It's gonna be a lot of shit going
Oh.
down in the auto industry.
Isn't that just referring to the auto industry stuff? Whatever he
that's what I'm-
So the
previously?
auto industry is
But
gonna
what
be
is
the least of it.
it?
So in that
No.
context, then the bloodbath is in reference to more than the auto industry.
Yeah.
If we replace that with auto industry, the context of bloodbath
Well,
is
maybe
beyond
there's gonna
that.
be other industries.
The
There's not
bloodbath is
okay, but that
well,
doesn't mean
technically
violence. That
bloodbath
just means
will, yeah.
industries. So okay, let's go back to that could mean many things. Yeah, but I don't see that incites violence.
Well,
Yeah,
who said
but
that?
there are things that Trump says that just we don't see it as inciting violence, but it.
I don't think anyone even said it's incited violence, though.
Yeah, not here, but again, you've missed.
I mean,
all
if
the
we get to
reports.
that, but
yeah,
they got him. They accused him of inciting violence for the speech on January 6th.
yeah, which
You got to go there and you got to fight like hell. We're gonna walk down to the Capitol
yeah, and
and we're gonna stop
what
what's
happened?
happening. Like, oh no, the peaceful was. Yeah, he definitely threw that word in there once. Once.
so okay,
In like a 30-minute speech, he said peaceful one time. And he said fight like 9 times.
yeah, so
So
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
if we're talking about, oh, you could just throw one word up and everything's okay. I said on the internet to everything I say tonight.
okay,
In
yeah.
a video game as well, I
Cool.
said that. Like, there's no like, I win button just by throwing the word peaceful up.
But yeah, you can say anything if people you can say anything that incites violence. Like, oh, well, somebody said this something, I'm gonna go break this. Like, does that? It doesn't really matter anyway.
Well,
If
I
you're
mean, it's
telling
not
somebody to
that's
always
break
about
something, I'm pretty
what.
sure there's laws against that.
It's not always about what's said, but who says it as well, right?
Kamala Harris made a
obviously
tweet about
he
people
says it.
going out and on the streets during the COVID lockdowns. So, and nobody cared about that, and there's violence during those.
Like I said, it's not
Yeah,
always about what's said, but who says it.
Yeah,
It's
She told people to go outside. Did she tell them to fight like hell?
I'll try to find the tweet right now.
What I mean, because he said you got to go there, you got to fight like hell, and then they did, and I watched them do it. They aired it on TV. I watched them do it.
Facts.
So I watched him say it, watched them walk down there, watched them do it. So it's like,
And
it's so weird when people try to make me think I didn't see what I saw on that day.
Of a whole bunch of
I was a grown-ass man on that day. I wasn't like a child trying to remember this.
When Trump was inaugurated, look what happened January 20th, 2016. A lot of 2017, I mean, there was a whole bunch of riots and fights and stuff. Yeah, they didn't go to the Capitol, but there's a whole bunch of other.
Was there somebody there telling them to go into
Did
the
somebody
Capitol?
say to do it, or
And to fight like hell? Was there somebody there inciting them? There was, and the police arrested them.
Yeah, so
Go back and check the arrest records. They go after the leaders of protests. So go ahead and check the arrest records, and those are the insiders. I'll point at the people who, quote, incited that riot, because they arrested them. We've looked at this before. I mean, there's a ton of arrests after every protest, which they can convert into a riot whenever they feel like.
So, okay,
but anyway, so they don't like that part where he said least of it. So what's more, it's not as if Trump has somehow earned the benefit of the doubt. For one thing, even if his rhetoric was intended to be focused on the economy, the Republican has made no secret of the fact that he's rooting for an economic crash regardless of consequences for Americans. Has he done that?
I can't say.
See, this is the problem with taking Matt out. She's going to say shit like that, and like we don't.
I told you to change this topic. I told you to change this topic. Sorry, I told you to change the source. You had the choice.
You gave me 1 minute before showtime.
And we had a minute, and we could have waited. So. Do you miss us, Moto?
Yes, definitely do. Definitely.
All right. We have an economy that's so fragile, and the only reason it's running now is it's running off the fumes of what we did. And when there's a crash, I hope it's going to be during this next 12 months because I don't want to be Herbert Hoover.
Okay, I don't know, but
so that's not necessarily hoping it crashes. He's saying that when there's a crash, he's predicting a crash, and on the basis of a prediction, he would hope that it happens during not his presidency.
Yes.
So it's not really hoping it happens so much.
It's hoping that it doesn't happen when he's in charge.
It's gonna happen.
He's predicting it happens.
Just hoping.
I think he's wrong, but
okay.
So, anyways, for another, so that's a really shit point. MSNBC makes there because like you go into this and it's like this link is actually what I used to find that full quote. I used their own link to go and read it, and then we're just like,
and it's not the same thing at all.
Yeah,
it's not what they said.
Yeah. And it's not regardless of the consequences for Americans. There was nothing about that that they added. That's a whole thing. All right. For another, if the former president's critics are right, and he was referencing possible post-election violence, Trump's recent record is dreadful. Not only does the January 6th attack on the Capitol remain an indelible stain on the former president's record, but there's also his indictment-related rhetoric that was ugly and scary.
Why is that a link? I want to know why that's a link. I actually need to know why.
You know what?
That was ugly and scary. Like what
can go wrong?
What?
What? So.
This doesn't seem related to what I just clicked.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't even kind of feel it.
False.
Okay, let's just.
How did I get here?
So
you know what?
That's
weird. I don't.
Yeah.
That was not even relevant.
Indictment-related rhetoric, and then I go in there and it's about protests, which I understand his take on protesters and shit, but it's not about indictment.
I don't know.
Right. Exactly 1 year ago this week, when Trump, preparing for an indictment in New York, turned to his social media platform and wrote, "Protest! Take our nation back."
1 year ago today?
In case that was too subtle, Trump added a few hours later,
this week?
"It's time. We just can't allow this anymore. We must save America.
How old is this article?
Protest.
This article?
Yeah. Because it's not 1 year ago today, the bottom.
This person wrote this on March 18th.
Okay, weird. Because look at the bottom. It says it's almost a 1 year ago this week.
What?
Right. So it'd be like March 13th, 2023.
Did the protest happen
right?
in January?
Which protest?
Oh, is this not talking about the January 20th one?
Well, they're saying not only the January 6th attack, and then refer to another thing.
Okay. Sorry, I missed that.
And then they're saying exactly 1 year ago this week.
Yeah.
He did some things on social media and telling people to go out and protest. But like, again, you can do that.
Yeah.
And if that's, did you find Kamala's thing? Because like you could tell people to go out. And
I can't
protest.
find
That's
that.
not
There's
the same.
1,000 different articles.
Totally
there.
different, and that's why like this is fine. Nobody even mentioned. I don't even remember this happening because it's so normal. Telling your base to protest is fine.
Okay.
So I mean, at best, all this, and that's the end of this article. Oh no, it's not. Came on the heels of Republicans predicting that if he were indicted, the United States would face problems, the likes of which perhaps we've never seen.
So,
well, all problems are problems we haven't seen.
Yeah, so he's not wrong.
Because every problem is, unique just by the condition of the date it's happening.
Yeah, he probably should have chose his words better. He should have probably like, yeah, they're gonna clip that, because that's what Joe Biden did. Joe Biden actually made a commercial already with that in there. Not Joe Biden, because his team made it. I don't want to say Joe Biden did, because both those guys aren't. Actually, Trump is probably still doing his tweet, whatever you call it. Social truth, his truth.
Truther.
He's a truther.
Social.
Truthing.
I don't know what it's called.
All right. Well, I think that's that.
Yeah, I guess the only thing left is this Steve Bannon guy who wrote this for Rachel. Ends it by saying, "Can I say with absolute certainty what Trump meant when he referenced possible post-election bloodbath? Not really. Though that'll be the least of it. Comments suggested he wasn't just talking about the economy. So, but given everything we know, he shouldn't be surprised to see his public comments generate controversy." Yeah. So, I mean, that's a pretty tame conclusion, I would say. It's not he incited violence. This isn't any of those kind of conclusions.
This is one that's more deep into it.
Right.
A few days
that's where
ago,
you got to give MSNBC
crazy.
credit that their conclusion is what it is. Basically, the one that they really pick at is of the three we looked at, the only one that the other two were dumb.
What can it be more than other than the economy though? Like what else is there?
What are the top
things?
Things?
That'll be the least of it.
The border wall. The border wall.
He could easily mean things about the border, since he believes if he's not elected that there's open borders and people will just storm across. He could mean that. He could mean business more than just auto business.
Yeah.
Can't take another 4 years of a Democrat leader.
So.
It's not good arguments, but these could be what he meant.
Yeah.
Pretty easily. It follows along with his rhetoric too.
Alrighty.
And it could mean he wants everybody to murder everybody, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Until he says, "Oh, it's purge day."
I would say wait until he says something more damning, because he will.
He 100% will.
He has and will again. So just, I would say wait for the damning line, because he'll say it again.
Oh, definitely. I'm looking forward to it.
And I don't know what'll happen. Probably nothing again, but he'll say it again.
Oh, we'll cover
it. All right. We made it through a Trump story. We gotta move on, right? Let's talk about something a little GTA related. Sort of.
Is that what?
Sort of.
From AP News, FBI, Little Rascals trial. Ages 11, 12, and 16. Arrested for robbing a Houston bank.
I'm sad they didn't get away.
Yeah,
honestly.
well. It's probably
first time.
Yeah. So, wow.
They've already got a name for their gang.
Yeah, the Rascals.
It's taken. They don't know it, but
they
they're
probably
11,
don't want
they'll be out in a couple minutes, so they can try again.
We're not middle. So, yeah. Okay.
Give them 30 months,
Let's see what this says.
10,000 fine. All right. 3 boys aged 11, 12, and 16 and dubbed the Little Rascals have been arrested for robbing a bank in Houston. Authorities confirmed on Wednesday.
Yeah.
The sheriff, Ed Gonzalez, said the youngsters are in custody and have been charged with robbery by threat. Okay, so that's not armed robbery.
That's why they just said robbery. It's still robbery. So
Gonzalez said that because of their ages, no additional information would be released, and the sheriff's office didn't immediately respond to a request for more information. Well, immediately or not immediately is not going to happen.
So they're not going to happen yet. That's so yeah. These kids just robbed a bank and they went in like, how much money? And they just gave the little kids money. Like what?
Well, I really need to know the details, and that's the one thing they will not give us right now because it's minors, I guess.
Yeah. Well, see, in the States,
it didn't happen in Florida.
I'm surprised in the States.
But they posted an image of the trio on X when they were looking for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's down here. Okay, yeah, the FBI office said they were wanted for robbing a Wells Fargo bank in Greenspoint area north of Houston on March 14th. Then they posted an image of the trio on X, showing all three of them wearing hoodies inside the bank's lobby. Okay, hold on.
What I'm gonna have to do is get you signed into Borderline Banter, Twitter. That
Why?
way.
So that I can
click things. Yes.
click the things, and
I'm pretty
I don't
sure
know
I
what
could-
this is gonna
So-
do.
So they were able to get the money and get out.
How much money? Yeah. Like if they no, but wait, now again, now some 12-year-old kids are pretty goddamn big. Now if just like a 200-pound, 6-foot kid, give me the money, and that little person behind the tail's like, no, what? Whatever, here, give it, take it. I don't care. It's not my money. You know?
They fled on foot.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
this is not a 300-pound
Okay,
kid.
no,
No,
they're just not-
all
oh
together,
my
they're
God.
not 300 pounds. I don't
that one
think.
scared me. Wait, kids, any more pictures?
There's that one. Then there's a little closer up on
Okay,
this
yeah.
one.
I'm sorry, not
And
intimidating.
then-
That kid.
Oh my god, that's supposed to be the
Definitely not
11-year-old, right?
Oh my
This
god.
has to be the
Definitely
11-year-old.
Oh my god.
That's a full haircut.
I would
Oh
ask
my
him where
God,
his
here.
mom was if I
Bro.
saw him walking in the park alone. I'm like, hey, dude, you okay? You lost?
Okay, so this has to be the oldest of them, just based on height,
Yeah.
right?
Nah, yeah, but yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, maybe. But even him, he looks like a little punk. I'm like, okay, bud. Like,
Bro, like you ain't getting nothing.
I'm
Like,
not that
recognize
big.
these
I'm
little
not a big
rascals?
guy.
I'm gonna lie.
Okay, but-
I would laugh in their face if they tried that
yeah.
with
So-
me. I'm not even gonna lie.
I had a kid try to steal from me at the liquor store once, and I actually chased him. And he was such a little kid. I was like, dude, just give it to me. And he tried to steal a bottle, and I was like, I caught up to him. So,
Oh my god.
yeah.
All right, so they are saying the boys passed a threatening note to the teller before fleeing on foot with an undisclosed amount of cash. They got the cash. The
Yep.
station also reported that the parents of the two boys identified them after their photos were released. While third boy was recognized by a law
So
enforcement
brothers,
officer
yeah,
following
yeah.
a fight.
Good. So
Their
good.
parents snitched on them.
No, good.
Can
That's
you
good
believe
parents.
That's
That's great
crazy.
parents.
Can you believe?
No, I can't actually. That is shocking.
Can't trust
Those
nobody.
parents, yeah. Yeah, it's best to get them there before something worse happens, right? Like,
yeah, and
Uh,
that's
There's
okay. I'm
only
glad they-
one level above this. I'm gonna be. They successfully robbed the bank.
like,
though.
I'm
Like, they
just
got
wondering-
caught
Yeah, they
afterwards,
did.
but
you think
they
had-
successfully robbed the bank.
Do you think they?
I can't even
handwritten
do
the
that in
note?
GTA.
Do you think they handwritten the note, or did they type it on paper? I mean, type and print it.
They probably handwrote it. I
I'm
don't think they're
joking.
smart enough to type
Okay,
it.
because yeah, kids sound just
Probably handwritten.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, they
Oh.
succeeded. And honestly, if they were adults, there is no parents to snitch on them. And also,
No,
if they just like threw a
they'd be
mask
gone.
on, it's a
Yeah.
rip if they'd had masks on,
That's
right?
it.
Gone.
put on a
It's
COVID
done.
mask, you clowns.
These
Now,
kids got
we're not-
money.
Like,
I'm not
frick.
advising crime. Borderline Banter
definitely
is not
not.
advising
But
crime.
exactly, like
For sure we're
exactly,
not.
but like, don't be
But-
dumb. Like, no, these kids,
But-
these kids did not have a life in crime, and it's good they got stopped now. You know, this is their one shot to realize that they're kids and they're not good gangsters. You know, criminals.
Well, yeah, this
All-
is the time
all
of their
I'm gonna
life to
say-
get caught that they'll have the least punishment.
100%. All I'm gonna say though is like no face, no case, right? Like
No face, no
That-
case.
I'm not supporting it, but
Yeah, I got robbed actually at that liquor store. I got robbed one time. The guy only had his eyes showing. He never got caught. He
Yep.
grabbed me. He put a knife to my throat. I was like, bro, I gave him the money. I was gonna offer
And-
to load up his trunk with beer, but he took off. Right. So
Right. And to be fair, it was one of the more legitimate concerns about everyone having masks on, is
Yeah.
that those who would take advantage can wear them at
Yeah.
all times now. So it makes it for a more
Yeah.
convenient
I
situation.
like it. Back in the day, you'd
And-
on Halloween, you'd wear a mask on Halloween. They're like, take your mask off, and then
Nobody ever told me to
yeah,
take mine off.
no,
on Halloween.
again,
They actually told you
They
that?
do, yeah, because too many
A
robberies. right?
kid?
No,
they're
no,
probably
they
more
told us-
scared of you when they
Yeah.
when you take it off. To be
They-
honest,
Oh my
Yeah,
God. They told you
probably,
to
I
take
know,
your mask
so-
off because
I
you're
got
a
a fresh
criminal.
as a
haircut.
kid,
You didn't even comment about my hair, Himoto. What the heck?
I can't see your hair
oh,
on the
yeah.
Discord.
Oh yeah, my bad.
That's true.
Oh shit. No, like at 7-Elevens they didn't allow masks.
Oh, Mike,
Yeah.
Mike,
You
I
don't
like the haircut. It
trick-or-treat
looks
inside
good.
7-Eleven.
Thanks. So,
You went into 7-Eleven with your Halloween
No,
outfit
you
on. That's
didn't.
different. That's
not
a
me.
you-
I'm saying on
I
Halloween.
know. Okay.
But
I
the,
mean,
but
No, but
the,
it's a-
but the day
it's a-
after. Okay, but the day
It's
now
not even
they're like,
Halloween.
okay, will you shut the fuck up and let me finish my goddamn sentence? For fuck's sakes. So,
this story's a great story.
Oh, it's so good. I love it. I actually love it.
it doesn't matter now. I forgot what I was talking about, but
That was my goal. There it
Masks,
is.
yeah.
I want to know how threatening the letter was
Yeah.
that they were able to get the money because
I need that.
It's
detail.
sorry about your
I need
ears. I'm
the
so sorry,
information.
everybody. I apologize. So
I need to know everything because there's no way an 11-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 16-year-old should get away with money.
yeah. I'm like, what the
This-
heck,
this-
boys?
It shouldn't be that easy.
Yeah,
It really
so-
shouldn't.
And not
I mean,
one
I
person
gotta
around
see
them
how
stopped them. You know, like or chase them.
how'd they
so-
sell this deal. Like,
Yeah.
I
Like,
got
were words even spoken from the kids? Because
Yeah,
if
they got
not,
away in the tricycles.
yo, let's do a
That's
getaway
cool.
tricycles.
Oh.
For all we know, they hopped on bicycles. It's actually
no.
conceivable.
They got
to get
away
on
on
those.
foot. It said it in the
Oh yeah, it did say on
in
foot.
the
Yeah,
story. They
he literally just ran away on foot. They didn't even need those tricycles. They
So-
had them in case, but there's no cops showed up. It was
But now,
like
like,
stupid.
the grateful thing is they didn't show a weapon, so it's just gonna be robbery, which is still bad. But if they had a weapon, they were all screwed. If they had a weapon, they probably all get worse sentences.
Yeah, and they're calling it
Like-
robbery by threat. I don't know
Yeah.
that like the by threat maybe is because of the paper. I guess
Yeah.
does that make it more
Yeah,
Yeah.
it would have to be.
than normal?
Yeah. So, like, actually, we had a bank robber here in Calgary. He passed a letter over to the teller, and it said, "I have a venomous snake in my pocket, and I'll throw him at you if you don't give me the money." So then
Holy
she
shit.
gave him the money, and she was like, "Whatever." Like, I said, "Okay." I was like, "Hey, whatever. Maybe he has a snake. Wouldn't that be crazy? You just think it's a joke. He tosses a freaking snake at you." So
That
thing is,
specific threat, I would call out. I would like nut tap the guy or push him a little bit. Like if you have a snake, you're not letting that.
they're
happen,
making
right?
$15 an hour at banks or something like that. It's not
There's-
worth it. Give him the money. Screw it. So
A snake in your pocket, you
Yeah.
gotta sell better than that.
You really do. No, you genuinely do. Like realistically,
in a
who's
bag?
keeping a snake in their pocket?
yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's like
If
you're gonna
It's
get
too
bit.
close to you. It's way too close to be
so
comfortable
Yeah,
in
I'm
any
calling
way.
that bluff every time.
100%.
again-
Now, if you say like you said in a bag, yeah, I'll believe you on that one.
I want to see their note.
yeah, is it no, yeah. Yeah, sorry, here. So there's the title. Man robs bank with poisonous snake.
Did he get away? Did he get the money?
I don't even know they had a snake. Yeah, he got the money. He got away.
Nice.
Why is it so easy to get money from banks the
Because
easy
you're not
way?
supposed to. It's cheaper.
No, but if
for-
I want to go and get some
Because
money from the
Because
bank,
it's cheaper to give them the money than it is to fight it. You know, like they got the time safe. They'll lose like 5-10 grand maybe at most because banks are usually don't have that much open. They only have a few thousand out.
But don't most
Right.
banks have like a security guard?
Again, most security guards are just there to make you feel comfortable. Here in Canada, at least, the security guards aren't even allowed to get involved. Security guards will watch
what's the
people get
point?
for self-aware, for self. I don't know. For
There-
people.
like there's literally none.
No,
There's
I saw.
none.
I saw
I
there
could
was
rob
a,
the security guard.
No, there was a fight at the train station. There's a kid was getting his ass beat, and the security guard was like, "I called the cops," and he's just standing there, like, "Aren't you gonna do anything?" He's like, "Yeah, I called the cops," but they don't have any weapons. They don't have any. They are not allowed weapons here. They're allowed a taser. I mean, they're not even allowed a taser. They're allowed a flashlight. So I can't
No,
understand.
it sounds like they're not actually
Won't
police.
bash
so
you when they have
don't
a
the-
flashlight.
yeah. So,
You don't have the protections of
but
police
you're in
officers
Canada.
does.
No.
And he'd go to jail for the rest of his life for doing that.
Yeah,
but-
because you're just a citizen.
Yeah.
A citizen can't just tase another citizen.
But he's
A
hired.
police
as-
officer can tase you.
He's hired as security, but the
A security
company
guard can't.
But the company hires him as security, and there's a difference. Like just because you get hired there for security doesn't mean you're actually officially a security guard. You're just their security guy, right? Like,
Well,
different-
when you say officially a security guard, I don't
Yeah.
even know what you mean.
Well, there's
'cause all
regulations.
security guards do not have the color of law.
no, but I'm
Period.
pretty sure there's a course you get so you can actually get handcuffs and like you can actually have certain stuff on you for being a security guard. And some places you get a gun, but they're not cops. But again, I don't know all the laws about that stuff.
You know, citizens can have all that, and that's all that is.
I'm in
right?
Canada. No, you can't. So
A citizen can't have handcuffs in Canada.
nope, it's against the law.
Surely they can. That sounds like kink shaming to me.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Yeah, that's a
100%.
kink. Are you
Yeah,
serious?
You're not
It's
allowed
also a
to do that.
kid's toy.
Okay, the kids' toys aren't
Facts.
illegal.
That is
Okay,
things will
there
keep me
you
from
go.
doing something. I promise
Okay.
you, if you put one of those kids' handcuffs on me and I don't have a key, I'll be stuck in there for a little bit. Surely.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, I could be wrong.
I
about
don't know.
that.
You can feel like you just pop them. They're plastic.
Yeah, 100%. Well, it delays time.
But yeah, no. There's a distinction in America between police and not police. So
Okay, it's
it's
incorrect.
called
I
qualified immunity.
I will.
You don't have it, and
Oh.
they do.
I will.
Yep.
I'm incorrect. You can buy them in Canada. Was
You can buy handcuffs in
incorrect.
Canada?
Yeah, so I was incorrect.
I was gonna
So-
say at the very least in that one place where there's all those drugs, you could definitely do it there, right? Vancouver? Is that the one?
Vancouver.
Oh wait, sorry.
probably Vancouver.
Handcuffs.
What?
Period. Guards are regulated, so they have to be regulated. Guards are regulated by. Huh? I'm confused. Let me look into this a little bit more.
Don't get
Cause-
don't get put on a list.
Yeah, it's too late.
I'm American. I can safely search.
You're not allowed to carry pepper spray. I know that. So
Now the thing
What
is, though,
can you carry?
I'm not. No, nothing. Like even the knife I walk around with is considered. It's like it's only a little. That's only about that long, but in theory, if they wanted to be dicks, they could probably take it from me. Now, 99.9% cops won't because they know it's a pocket knife and it's a tool. But
I mean, I know I'm not supposed to carry my knife around, but I do it anyway.
yeah,
But I also do it because of work. So
and you can probably have a friggin' cheetah jump out of the forest and get you on the way to work, eh? So,
bro.
what? I'm joking, man. So, well, yeah, don't you have crazy animals out there?
No.
No, come on, you don't.
No.
You don't.
No, we don't.
You're telling
don't
me
have
there's no
animals.
friggin' tigers on that friggin' island?
No.
no tigers.
Definitely not.
We
The
got
closest thing
fucking
we have to tigers are like wild cats. And when I say
wildcats.
wild cats, not wild cats.
Like
A
cougars?
wild cat. No, like a domesticated
What?
cat that's been
I
let
got cougars
free
in my
and they just
backyard.
multiply.
Wow, fuck.
Yeah, I live on a little island. Like, where I'm gonna get these animals from?
Did you know it's kitten season?
I did not know
We
that. I
talked
don't
about that last
believe in
episode.
cats.
You don't believe? No,
There
it's
are
kitten
no
season.
significant land-based predators on the island.
That's just
Nope.
shocks me. I don't know. You always see like you always see like crazy animals in the jungle, like not the jungle, but the forest and stuff. And I'm sure
We
there's
don't
a
have
lot of-
forests.
You don't have.
I mean, we
range-
have
like,
forests, kind of, but like, not like a forest.
I guess they help. Like I guess I've seen like I don't know. I guess I'm got to get my education up there. Jeez, that's.
Did you know
crazy.
that there's certain animals that are only found in Bermuda,
What are
Yeah.
those?
like the cow,
Mhm.
also known as the Bermuda petrel? Is that a bird?
Mhm. It is a bird.
The Bermuda skink.
I believe it's extinct, to be honest.
Might
It
be.
might no, or it's endangered.
It's on you guys to save it. It's
Yeah,
only
it's
there.
rough.
Bermuda buckeye butterfly.
I've heard
Bermuda
about it.
cicada.
Don't know if I've seen it. We have a what?
Okay, I was.
A Bermuda cicada.
I just.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
good.
lie. That's like I actually didn't realize Bermuda was like that.
White-eyed vireo, also known as chick of the village.
Hmm.
What the
There's
hell?
quite a few things,
Yeah.
but we don't have
Killifish?
anything that'll. A what?
You don't have anything that'll
killifish.
eat you out there. That's not. How big are the spiders out there?
Well, like regular spiders. Like we got like house spiders and daddy long legs and stuff, but we got
Really?
like we're not Australia.
Oh well,
Mhm.
killifish looks like a Finding Nemo. It looks nothing like. It's got kill in the name, but like it looks like Nemo.
Oh yeah, it won't do nothing. Or like
Yeah,
parrotfish are the best, but obviously it's not only Bermuda.
yeah. Anyways,
I'm
I don't know how
sorry.
we got
I
on
was
that.
mistaken there. I do apologize. I
No, you're good.
no. I honestly is like out of anywhere there'd be a tiger. It'd be in the fucking Bermuda. You'd think in a nice warm tropical fucking.
If there was even one tiger in Bermuda, it would cause havoc. I
Uh-huh.
promise you, it would cause absolute havoc. We are a
Look,
small country.
There's a coyote that walks past my work every morning, you know, and they don't do much, but they'll still friggin' attack you.
Bro, when I travel and I see
That's
these animals
much.
out there, I'm like, wow.
Really?
They actually are just wild things. Yeah, because those are the only things we would see in like the zoo.
Yeah. Have you seen a moose
That's
before?
literally it. No, I wanted to see one when I was in. I've seen them in obviously in a zoo, but I wanted to see like a wild one.
Oh, they're crazy big.
But I've never seen one when I was in Canada.
Yeah.
Still hoping.
Okay, let's move on. My bad. Sorry.
All
No,
right.
we're good. That was fun.
CNN brings us our next story here. A fourth former Mississippi officer is sentenced to 40 years in racially charged torture case.
Yeah. Wow, that's like two in
Yeah.
a row now.
Torture.
Yeah. I don't even know about this.
Yeah. So I can't remember if we talked about this on the banter. The Goon Squad. Did we talk about
Never
that?
heard of them. So, I don't think so.
So it's a group of I think it was 6 Mississippi officers who that's what they called themselves because they like to do extrajudicial punishment.
Huh.
So, anyways, a lot of them are going to prison because of one particular incident. This will probably talk about it. Fourth former Mississippi law enforcement officer who pleaded guilty to torturing 2 black men was sentenced to 40 years in prison Wednesday as accounts of horrifying brutality of a self-styled goon squad of deputies gripped a federal courtroom.
Oh, 40? Yeah.
And this is the harshest penalty so far of the ones who have been. As it says, the fourth one. The first 3 didn't get 40 years like this guy got.
Yeah, that. So what the fuck? Well, I didn't even hear about that. When did this happen? But like.
So this, let's see, happened January 2020.
What? How did I not hear about this? You know, like.
January 2023. I don't know.
The cat just walked right
Yeah.
across.
Yeah.
He just does that.
You're lucky he didn't stop and turn this time. So. I had to put a sensor.
He does sometimes.
So.
But yeah, so details of a nightmare of racially motivated beatings, tortures, sexual assaults, and even a mock execution in January 2023 unfolded for a second day as victims came face to face with their tormentors. And each of the rogue former officers was sentenced for what the FBI director described as atrocious acts of pure hell.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So what did they do? I guess we should find that in here, right?
If they did something.
So Deadman, the guy in question for this article, the fourth one, Deadman, was part of a squad of white Mississippi law enforcement officers who raided a home in Braxton without a warrant, subjected the 2 black men, Eddie Parker and Michael Jenkins, to racist vitriol, used tasers on them after they had already been handcuffed, beat them with various objects, and then shot Jenkins in the mouth.
What? Shot him?
Yeah, they put the gun in his mouth, and then I think accidentally pulled the trigger.
Accidentally?
But like,
no.
Like they were only intending to.
Was that the guy? Is he the one that got the 40 years then?
During the torture? But
hey, no.
I would assume the one who actually put the gun in the mouth is the one who gets the additional punishment, right? I mean, they probably did take that into consideration.
Hopefully,
right?
Spend the rest of their life in a little 6x6 room and.
Yeah, and there were six officers, and they pleaded guilty in August to federal charges of conspiracy against rights, deprivation of rights under color of law. That's the color of law thing I was just referring to. Yeah. If you do deprivation of rights without under color of law, it's even worse.
Yeah.
So
we actually talked about
conspiracy to obstruct justice and obstruction of justice. And the other officers are Daniel Opdyke, his fellow former Rankin County Sheriff's deputies Deadman, Hunter Elward, Jeffrey Middleton, Brett McAlpin, Joshua Hartfield. Yeah. Each of the deputies resigned or were fired.
Yeah, resigned. So right now I'll go to jail anyway. Good.
It doesn't matter. Resigned or fired, they can still work in the next state.
Yeah, but they're all going to jail. I don't think they can go to jail.
These ones are actually going to jail and actually have charges. That's the important part.
They will all go to jail. Hopefully,
that's why the punishment needs to be jail time, not resignations and firings. It needs to be jail time and charges for these any officers doing things. You know, I personally think it should be harsher penalties since they're supposed to know the law better.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
they actually have a duty to know the law, so therefore the law should treat them harsher for that.
No, for sure. Like
in my opinion, but it doesn't. It actually goes the opposite way.
Power, like you have authority. Power of authority. Like you have authority, and you're using it against because of your authority. That's a crime. I'm pretty sure. But
yeah.
So during the victim impact statements, one of them said, "I have to because Deadman was the most abusive one.
Yeah.
That night I saw the devil come to me. I saw the devil in my face in my home where I was supposed to be safe. What did I do to get this? Nothing. He tried to take me, man."
Now I get it. Yeah, that's messed up.
They pointed to Deadman as the quote guy who had this demented sexual perversion.
So
okay.
So I don't even know if it's necessarily that he was the guy with the gun or was he the guy who was rapey, because there was torture guys, rapey guys, and gun guys.
So.
There were 6 of them, and who knows who was doing which. But, you know.
Yeah, that's messed up.
As long as they all go to prison for at least 20 years.
Yeah, 17.5 years.
Now, this guy, what the hell?
Right.
Why? So we're still waiting on Hartfield and McAlpin to be sentenced. That'll come out on Thursday, so we will probably talk about it again just to bring it back up and show that all 6 of them.
Well, these guys are gonna have a long recovery. Like now, they hopefully they get help. Hopefully that help is given to them and they just don't get abandoned, because that's pretty sad.
What kind of help do you give people like this?
I don't know. There's some psychiatry. I know that's not much, but the resources. They're probably going to get a settlement, at least something, hopefully, so they can pay the medical bills. And at least get.
Oh, you mean the
victim?
victim?
Oh, you're talking about the victims.
Sorry, yeah.
I thought you were talking about the
Oh, I thought-
officers.
Oh, sorry.
I
no.
was in the. I thought
My
the same.
bad.
I was
thing.
like trying to figure
No,
out
sorry,
how
my
the
bad.
Right?
hell you're
No, sorry.
empathizing with the officers
No,
right
no,
now.
I
I'm
was.
talking-
I was
lose
saying
it.
the
No,
same.
I was
My guy.
waiting.
I was sorry, yeah, and
I
I'm
was
talking
like,
about
letting you
the
cook because
the guys who were injured, the two injured who were injured.
no, these guys. You're right
So-
though. You know, and I
Like,
think I
I
heard a
hope-
quote from one of them saying that they tried to take my manhood.
Yeah, so
Was what one of them was saying. I don't know if it's in this article, but I saw a clip of him saying that. You know, and I don't know how you move on from this. They're also. I heard another quote from them saying that they can't even sleep at night now.
yeah,
They- The PTSD is real.
so
So, and they. I mean, it might be in here. They've got a lot of
yeah.
more
Well,
story
that's
here we
crazy.
could read.
Nice.
But, let's just skim down and see if is there any sort of a state settlement. Probably not.
And there will be though. So it did
Oh, here we go.
happen.
Deadman did have the discharging the firearm.
Yeah. Okay.
So just to be clear, that is why he has the harshest penalty. Although what they all did was evil, and they all allowed him to do it too. So I think they should all get 40 years. It's the way they treat criminal organizations.
Wait,
If there's
Deadman had a
group of
separate
criminals,
incident.
you know,
Look at that. The second pair of Deadman was also sentenced at the same proceeding on a federal charge of the same thing, division of right and left under the color of law from a separate incident.
Oh, this is a separate incident.
Yeah.
So he'd already done something like
Oh.
this before. What? Oh shit.
Oh.
That's a good catch.
Yeah. So. Huh.
And he faced a maximum sentence of life in prison on the weapons charge. So what happened? Justice Department said in August, news trace arise out of an incident December 4th, 2022. Beat and tased a white man and fired a gun near his head to coerce a confession.
Well. Yeah. So at least.
Why did he get away with doing that
Yeah.
one?
No,
And he went on to do this one. This is why
Yeah.
you can't let criminals, even if the criminal's a cop, do crime. Because if you let them do crime, they'll
They're
do
gonna
crime
it
again.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So I don't
Right.
understand why we let our cops do crime and back the blue and the thin blue line bullshit like guards them. And other states hire them when they resign and get fired. Because they're all trying to, I don't know, protect criminals, it seems. That's the only way I can see it.
Okay. Well.
When you have this incident and he stayed on the force and then ended up doing this to these two guys, that's fucked up. That means you could have stopped this incident from happening to these two guys. You had a chance. Like, this is red flags. If this is not an officer, this is huge
Yeah,
red
no,
flags, and you would
he's-
criticize the police for not doing something ahead of
yeah,
time,
like
right? If they had this sort of evidence on somebody and then that person went on to kill a little girl,
Yeah.
everyone would freak out. So I'm just trying to freak out that much, you know?
So yeah.
trying to
Well,
balance
good.
it.
I hope they all rot in prison. They're not going to
Youngest
be in the
officer breaks
public.
into court.
They're not
Oh,
going to be in
what do you
public.
wanna
They're going to
bet
be locked in
Middleton
a
is the
cell.
youngest?
So, yeah.
What do you want to bet that the 17 and a half is the youngest?
Yeah.
That's my guess.
I can't say.
That I'd have to skim here, but they planted a gun on the victims and plotted their cover story.
Oh. Huh.
They planned on getting away with this.
So did this young officer even know he's part of it? Is he the
What?
like this young
Well,
officer is part of it? He's like they planned it. Like he's telling them what happened. Huh. But I don't know. Like I'm surprised I never even heard of this story before.
Yeah, pretty crazy. Just
But yeah,
Oh, here we
maybe
go.
maybe because he
People also-
ratted, he got a little bit less time. Who knows?
so I guess this particular deputy Opdyke is going to pay restitution to the victims.
$80,000. But how?
What do you
Where's
mean?
that
How?
money gonna come from?
From his bank account. He's a police officer.
Yeah, some police officers only.
Police
make
officers
50,
on average get
60K.
paid 150 grand a year.
Is that how much police officers?
They're one of the
Whoa,
most
really?
well-paid fucking
I-
jobs there is. It's one of the most well-paid jobs in America by far. 79,000, no problem. Take it out of his pension. They have
I'm pretty
pensions.
sure he lost his pension.
They're a union job with pensions. They're one of the
Yeah,
most
but
well-paid
once you get
things.
once you get fired for that, you don't. Yeah. So average
Your bank
US,
account doesn't go to zero when
okay,
you get
but,
fired.
Okay, so but average U.S. salary for a cop is $67,635. So
I mean, you're gonna have to be a little more specific, but
the
yeah.
average salary of a police officer in the U.S. is $67,635 per year.
We're talking desk duty person.
It just says
What
police
all's
officer,
included in
so-
that? Right.
Yeah.
So that's what's all that including.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
What does that 150 include either too then? That could be the detectives that
Like
get paid
beat,
that much.
beat cops.
Yeah, so well, yeah, I can say beat
Either
cops,
way, they're paid well enough to pay this. So I'm not saying where's it going to come from. It's going to come from his pay.
Yeah.
He's a police officer. These aren't janitors and school teachers and nurses who are getting absolutely railed and not getting paid. These are police officers. They get paid and demand overtime and demand an increase in budget every year. They get paid more than me. Come on. I should look up this guy's salary just for fun.
But yeah,
See if
we
I
should
can
probably
find
move
it.
on because we do have quite a few more stories to get to.
Well, I was trying to find what you were asking earlier is how are these guys going to be taken care of? I could stop right here,
That's
but
not much.
this isn't
80K,
enough.
yeah,
This isn't enough to take care of them, so I'm hoping more from somewhere. Also, the source of this, the fact that they're making a cop actually pay money is astounding. I don't understand how they made that happen, and it probably won't hold up. I would actually predict this doesn't hold up because I've never heard of this. Actually making a cop pay money is crazy to me. Like, to see it happen, I think it should happen. But there's a company called Optic.
Huh.
God, this is a really long article.
It
We
is
probably should have
extremely
covered
long.
this much sooner because, like you said, you didn't even hear about it, but it's been an ongoing story with updates.
Yeah. Well, bizarre.
Even going into detail on the actual torture.
Yeah, I don't think we should really go into that on here.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, I think we should. Oh.
We should keep
Move on,
scrolling
yeah.
forever, apparently.
Yeah, we should just move on because.
And they're going into more detail about that December 2022 case.
Yeah.
What we know about another victim's case. Okay, I didn't see anything in my skimming, so as of right now, they haven't done anything for the victims.
Maybe we'll
They've
find out.
given them a little bit of justice, and that's about it so far.
Okay, here's a bizarre one.
Is it?
That's pretty bizarre.
Oh yeah, it is.
Himoto, do you want to take this one or?
Former whole trawler man given wife's ashes before her cremation.
From the BBC.
Why is this news?
Because his wife wasn't cremated, but
Before.
Yeah, but he received her ashes before she was even cremated.
What?
So,
How?
Is that not how it works?
Yeah.
Is that
No.
Did we do it wrong?
oops.
Wait a minute.
Hey, we're sorry.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Our bad.
Yeah. It sounded at first you're like, oh, what the heck? What do you mean? Oh yeah.
And this guy looks rightfully pissed off right here.
Yeah, I think he has the right to be mad. His wife died, and like, yeah. So this poor, like, what does it say?
100%.
You
He didn't
know?
even get. They sent the wrong ashes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A grandfather claims he was given what he was told were his wife's ashes, only to discover that she had not been cremated until several weeks later. Peter said he paid €1,900 to an independent funeral director's home, which is at a center of a police investigation of his wife's, like, I guess something happened to his wife. For his wife. Huh, weird. He claims to
Yeah, they're finishing the sentence. They're saying he paid them $1,900 for his wife's funeral, but they're also under investigation. I feel like they should have broken that into two sentences.
Yeah. He claimed to received the ashes on the 23rd of December, but said he was told this week that his wife was not cremated until January 16th. Huh.
That's 3 weeks.
Know what?
3 weeks later,
Yeah.
they finally did it.
Now,
So they knowingly sent him bullshit, right?
or somebody fucked up and got the wrong toe tag. You know? Like, that's pretty bizarre. Okay, right, let's go down a little bit more, see what happens. Oh, there it is.
Well,
So
there
that's-
there it's not
Oh,
actually.
there's a nice
but
box set. So
It's a nice box with something inside.
um
And
no,
if they
there's
got somebody
definitely
else's
something
ashes,
inside.
then
so
Then what happened? Who
Who's
got
those
her
ashes?
ashes?
these ashes,
Yeah.
how do we end up with the ashes all in the right places? Because we fucked up.
all right, and then what? I wonder what the police investigation is. But
Yeah, what's the charge? Fucking up human remains?
Okay,
don't know.
the police begin an investigation and receiving a report of concern of a care of a deceased. Of the deceased, oh sorry.
Concern for care of the... Okay.
The force later said 35 bodies and a quantity of ashes had been removed from the premises of Hessel Road and okay, what's going on with this article? Am I just struggling that bad, or is it just not making sense?
No, it made sense. It said that they found 35 bodies and some ashes on their
No.
premises.
Oh. And a quantity of ashes.
Yeah, because
Like-
this is the force is referring to
Oh.
the police. The police
Okay,
found
sorry.
35 bodies and a bunch of ashes on
Oh,
the
that's a
property.
police. Oh my god. Okay, sorry. I thought they were investigating the
So
death.
they got a report. They got a report of somebody saying they're concerned that they're not doing the right thing.
Okay, sorry.
Like,
I was confused.
I imagine the phone call went something like this: "Cops, hey, the funeral home has like a pile
no.
of bodies in a room. Is that
I
right?"
And
then
thought
they went and
this
found
was
the pile of
saying that
bodies.
They're investigating his wife. I think that's what they were. I thought they're investigating his
You
wife's
mean her
death.
death?
Yes, but no, I was
Oh,
mistaken.
no.
Okay.
This is about...
No, and that's why that sentence up there really
Postmortem.
should have been split, because this investigation
100%.
is not about his wife, really. It's just saying,
Yes,
which is also at the center of an investigation. It really shouldn't.
Yeah. So that's
They
what
fucked you over big time.
That threw me
with that
off there,
sentence.
right? So
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
why
I
I'm
don't know
just.
who wrote this,
That's
but we
why I
should
was so
shame them.
confused there. I'm like, what is this talking about? They found 35 bodies at his house. He's fucking gone. He's mad about ashes. Like, okay,
We got a
sorry.
complaint that you didn't get the right ashes to this guy. Oh my god, we found the bodies.
Yeah.
We were a
Okay.
funeral home. I mean, but I think a funeral home having 35 bodies on hand is
Yeah.
probably indicative of
Okay.
what was that? Not showing care for the deceased.
Yeah.
I don't know how many you can have at a time. That seems too many. I don't know.
Okay.
So, does anybody know what a trawler man is?
No.
A trawler man?
Yeah.
It's a man who trolls fish, I guess.
You're trolling me right now, aren't you?
No, he trolls like trolling.
Like under a
Like in the
bridge?
ocean?
Fishing.
Yeah, the ocean. Like, yeah, that's what it sounds like.
I'm pretty
That's-
sure.
Isn't it trolling?
An
Or is
act
it
of
trolling?
sifting through something as part of a search. Or
Okay.
in terms of fishing, you're using a net.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Considering
You
he's
sift
from
through
Hull,
water
which I
to
believe
find the
is
fish.
a fishing city. I'm pretty sure Hull's a fishing city in the UK.
So, we had what we thought were Trey's ashes around the Christmas tree because she loved that time of year and wanted her to be close to the kids and grandkids. He said.
Yeah, because they got it on the 19th of December. They got
Yeah.
it in time for her to quote be there for
Oh,
Christmas.
That's so sad. But whose
When she
ashes
really
are the
wasn't.
box
So this
in the
is like
room?
extra devastation.
But whose
Somebody
ashes
was at
are
the
they?
Christmas.
Yeah,
They're obviously
whose
not
are they?
hers. So I want answers. Yeah, that's sad, right? Like, take it away to it, Dustin.
Well, I mean, I just kind of skimmed this as anything else. And here's a timeline.
Yeah,
So on November 25th is when she dies.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
5th of December is when he pays them to do
Yeah.
the funeral.
Mm-hmm.
December 19th, the funeral happens. And then December 23rd, he's given the box. So 4
Okay.
days later.
That seems like
Wait.
a reasonable time. You know, that
And then
seems a
they-
reasonable time.
No, it's a
it too
reasonable
quick?
time, but it's 19 and 23 or no, they had the funeral and then okay.
How
Yeah.
long is the typical?
I don't know, but that a month, like I don't know, because they have to, because there's always an. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not in that business, you know.
And then on the 18th of March is when they told him that it was actually the 16th of January that it occurred, which makes this whole line really weird. How did you?
Is
Okay,
it
it
possible?
It says on average
No,
7
yeah.
to 10 days, and that's just what I've read. 7 to 10 days to get the ashes of your loved ones back.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
So
okay, that
my
took a
first
while,
thought was
yeah.
that was a little quick, but like,
But December 5th.
are you going to question it when you're in that
But wait,
state?
but when did the body make it there? I wonder, right? So, right?
Well, if he paid on the 5th,
To have
Ooh.
the funeral, it had to be there on the
Yeah.
19th at the least.
Yeah. Or the body didn't have to. I guess if they had the body,
Payment on the
open
5th.
casket. Because not
I don't
every
know-
funeral has a body, right? Not some funerals they don't actually show the body.
but does the payment on the 5th also equate to the time that they got the body?
Yeah, it's weird.
I would think, because I mean, I don't really. I've never done this with a person, so I don't have any
Same.
experience.
Yeah.
I don't know what police or what the people do or what police do. All right, so police said that 2 people have been arrested in connection with the investigation. Mr. Welburn said a relative had asked him if he had received.
Oh, sorry, audio.
Who's that asshole?
Yeah.
Shut up.
Mm-mm.
Me. Mr. Welburn said a relative had asked him if he had received a cremation certificate. I wasn't given any kind of certification. The only piece of paper I got were receipts from Legacy. So I rang the crematorium in Leeds. They confirmed to me Shirley was cremated there on the 16th of January.
Damn.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that would like. I'm not biggest religious person, but the ashes can mean a lot to somebody, you know, because that is they just lost somebody, and that they've been together 50 years. That's all he had. And I know some people think it sounds crazy, but that means a lot to people. Like having that ashes and that stuff with them. That's
right. And the thing that gets me is like, if you're supposed to have ashes B, but I gave you ashes A, who was supposed to have ashes A, and then I'm giving ashes B to somebody else, and they're not getting
go back.
And it could have just been a whole tangle web of a lot of people not getting the right ashes.
Yeah,
Not
and this
just
actually, exactly. And this goes into the police have that same problem here. So given the complexities and the scale of the investigation and the number of people affected, we are not in a position to comment on individual
Can they
circumstances.
I know this sounds gross, but there's usually bone left over. There's usually always bone left over in the cremation. Can they somehow do a DNA test on that still? Like,
Possibly.
you know, like
I think. I mean, I assume your DNA is still there in the ashes.
you think it would be your DNA.
I don't know about finding bones.
Yeah, no, bones are always left out. They can't burn other bones. There's always not big bones, like not big, but little pieces and stuff, right?
I don't know. I've never gotten a loved one's ashes, and now I kind of wonder, like,
Do I?
Yeah.
are there like notable bones if you do look at it too much, and should you not look at it too much? Is that why nobody looks at them too much?
Well, I don't want to look at them. Like I just keep it closed, right? So.
Well, you don't want to accidentally breathe it.
I know this is funny, but there's the episode of
Or
2.5.
them. Should I say them?
There's a episode of 2.5 Men when Alan has Charlie's ashes in a friggin' in a urn, and the lightning goes off, and he throws the ashes up in the air, and the ashes go everywhere. But not funny, but and
So they arrested these people on suspicion of prevention of a lawful and decent burial. Never even heard of that law.
Same.
Fraud by false representation and fraud by abuse of position. I guess that's the end of that one. Remain on bail as police inquiries continue.
Yeah.
Fraud by false representation. Fraud by. Okay.
Who wrote this?
I'm
'Cause I
gonna
feel like they
definitely
need to
put
go
it on
back
a
to
list.
school.
Let's criticize the author here.
So yeah,
BBC.
it is no
Kevin
Two
Shoes-
people.
Okay, and for the record, it is possible to get DNA from testing the ashes. So at least there's a way for them to sort this shit out. It might take a while,
You
but
say that, but you know what could be even worse? If it's like a mix of
yeah.
ashes.
Oh.
Oh my.
If it's a
That's
mix, there's
a
no
lot.
fixing it.
Yeah,
There is
well,
Like you're
none.
not gonna sift and test and sift and test.
No.
It's not.
and
that's
there's
not in the
there's not
cards.
enough to do that. Like there's literally just gonna be few fragments. It says that you'd be able to test, right? So.
Look, I'm gonna
I
forgive
hope I
Kevin
didn't get put on
Shoesmith.
because I just did Google. Can you get DNA out of the ashes of a body? So if I get arrested, I'm gonna show them this episode. Just like, hey, what time
It's
was
not
that?
gonna help.
What that was at 1 hour and 8 minutes.
Cops, if you're watching this is not
So,
corroborating
yeah.
him. It doesn't absolve him. He said he would do
Okay.
this beforehand.
All right, well that's insane.
I'm gonna forgive Kevin Shoesmith slightly, only because his ancestors made shoes.
Yeah.
So like he doesn't
Okay.
have a lineage to do writing. He has a lineage to make shoes. So
Damn,
All right.
you know what he
Jessica
should've
Lane
done?
has no
Maybe-
excuse.
Let's move on to the next
Maybe
story.
her family invented lanes.
Then she should know her lane.
I like that.
All right.
This is a follow up.
It is, and of
Um,
course we're going to talk about planes again.
Yeah.
Have you done any flying recently, Himoto?
Wait, what?
You
Okay.
you haven't been watching much Banter because we've been
I
talking.
haven't.
It's all good. Things happen. I understand, but there's been a lot of weird plane stories from like this one guy who was writing on how Boeing does their airplane. he ended up killing himself in the parking lot during a court case. I don't think he killed himself. But then planes have been falling apart in the air. People have been opening plane doors. Wheels been falling off. Panels going missing. Doing nosedives. But yeah, this is but the nosedive where 50 people got hurt last week. 50 people
And this is
getting
when I
hurt.
think we described it, where people were like literally in their
the
seat
roof.
looking up, and other
Yeah.
people who were stuck to the ceiling because they didn't have their belt on. The ones who didn't, it was like an exorcist moment with people on the roof because it was a sudden drop in altitude.
So yeah,
and I think when we
have fun.
originally talked about it, the theory that it wasn't even a theory. They were saying the explanation was the pilot hit the thruster thing or whatever, right?
Well, that was a lie. That was another lie. They just came up
Thruster's
with
not the right word.
on the wheel.
Throttle?
Throttle.
Wheel?
Yeah, throttle. But yeah, that was a lie. So that was a lie.
I'm literally planning a vacation right now. I can't.
Hey, there's boats.
I didn't get to ask or are going to. So.
You can take a boat. You can take a boat. So
I'm trying to go to the Bahamas. Oh,
Yeah.
take a boat?
yeah.
You
A
could, but
boat?
those are slow.
Hey, this
They're
happens.
You know how
slow.
long that would take?
Flying is still the safest modes of transportation. But yeah, from the New York Post, sudden nosedive of Boeing 787 that injured 50 may have been from, see now it's saying may have been from a flight attendant accidentally hitting a cockpit button. What is a flight attendant doing in the cockpit?
I didn't think they could get in the cockpit.
Like, what is she doing in there? You know?
Hey,
Okay, my bad. What are they? I don't know if this
how
is
did
she.
she
My
accidentally
bad.
hit a
What are
button,
they?
though?
I do apologize.
like where
Oh
is
yeah,
she
you
that
actually
she
don't know that it's
accidentally
a
hits the
she
button?
actually.
Or
Yeah,
he?
that's why.
I'm
And I
so-
feel
I
like you,
apologize
and I
for
feel
that.
like Mike got us on saying that.
I-
He's
100%.
apologizing already.
So, yeah. I'm getting both.
100%.
Ding. But
Got yourself before we scroll down to confirm.
Okay, let's see what it says.
But yeah, let's. I'm trying to imagine how this is because this could still be like what we had read, where the pilot like actually did it, but like it was caused by the door opening and pushing it forward. kind of thing.
Exactly, right? So maybe she pushed a pilot's seat, right? So
Or he?
yeah,
Or
okay,
This
they.
says
yeah, I keep saying
caused
she.
by a flight attendant accidentally flicking a switch in the cockpit.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is literally saying the
Okay,
flight
you
attendant
you
flicked
can't
the
just
switch. So it's
accidentally flick a switch, like like
the clumsy crew member appears to have inadvertently hit the switch on the pilot's seat while serving a
that's-
mid-flight meal. Okay, so there's the why they were serving food.
Yeah.
yeah.
Makes sense.
Okay.
U.S. aviation industry officials briefed on preliminary evidence from the investigation told Wall Street. That pushed the pilot into the controls, thrusting down the nose of the plane, leaving some of the 263 passengers and 9 crew members flying into the ceiling
Okay.
and fearing the jet was dropping out of the sky.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, so it's not saying that what we read was wrong. It's adding to
Yeah.
it.
They just keep adding more, which seems more suspicious. You know,
Now,
when
the next thing
people
we're
keep
going to
digging,
hear is that there was
you know?
a person flying that had a cart that bumped her.
Yeah,
and that's what
exactly,
made
yeah.
her. So it's just a dunk,
Click
dunk.
the switch. Yep.
Yeah.
And then what actually caused that is a little kid being annoying and saying, "I gotta pee," and trying to like shove his way through the aisle. That's what made him push the cart into the. So it's
But
the
yeah,
kid,
so we knew though. We now know. We now know why.
and it's because that kid's parents didn't have him go to the bathroom before getting on that plane, and that's the advice I have for Himoto: go to the bathroom before you get on the plane.
Okay.
I never use bathrooms on planes.
Yeah,
Right, do it
can't do
before
it.
or after.
Exactly.
I'll take a pee if I really have to, but that's about
I
it.
do it
So,
on them. I don't care. I like the
I
vacuum.
don't.
It's fun
like,
to imagine. Like, yeah, I don't know. The whole thing could rip if I hit this button,
Yeah.
and it doesn't.
yeah, so that's that. We found out. I just saw this. I thought we should talk about it. This guy right here, he tried to open the plane door mid-flight. But yeah, we've
Wait,
been
is
doing.
this is
No,
saying this is
no.
a flight showed one person lying unconscious.
Yeah. Oh, maybe he's.
This is
hurt.
not
My
from
bad,
this
sorry.
flight?
No, that is my bad. I'm sorry. Yeah, he's hurt.
Yes.
Yeah. So Himoto, for the record, it is almost like very, very, very. It is like almost impossible to open a door in the air.
Yeah.
You only have to worry about the people doing it on the runway, which happens quite a bit now. But you'll probably be okay with this on the runway. And do you keep your seatbelt on the whole flight?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it'd be easy to open up a door on a plane
But like, did you
that's in the air.
Yeah, but do you wear your seatbelt the whole flight, even when the seatbelt sign comes off?
I genuinely do. Yeah, generally.
Yeah, me too. Because like that, there's that one flight where the door panel flew off, and they're lucky they weren't they weren't high enough to take the belts off. But everyone, a whole bunch of shit went flying out the door and all this, and they only lived because they had their seatbelts on.
Dang.
A cell phone dropped 16,000 feet and landed on the ground, and someone found it, and it was still working. So,
Yeah, that's crazy. The phone
Yeah.
that was still working,
Yeah.
and there's
Was it
some
an
even had a
OTO?
picture
It
of
was
it.
an iPhone
It was an iPhone, yeah.
with a case, auto case, and a screen protector. So
Ooh.
yeah. So it was actually this whole time with just Apple doing a promo commercial. So like,
Bro,
nobody
that's
should
Otter
get
case
hurt.
making money.
So, yeah. I know. Did you
Otterbuck
know
made
with
money on
Otter, if you just send them a picture of your broken case, they will literally just send you a new one. Pretty much no ask questions asked. You know, like
Really?
yeah, they will literally just send. It's like I've been at they say they ask for the receipt, but they never ask for the receipt.
That sounds like they have a lot of trust in their
Yeah.
products.
So, anyways, getting back to this, Boeing did chime in. I know most of the time we're used to reading Boeing says nothing, has no comment, but on Thursday they issued a memo to airlines operating the 787 jets recommending that they check the cockpit seats for loose covers on the switches and instructing them how to cut power to the motorized pilot chairs if needed. AKA, it's your fault.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
But they
they're
also sent in this really cool sentence that I'm going to have Mike read.
No, I'm good. So
No, come
Yeah.
on.
Closing the
I'll read
spring-loaded
it.
seat back
Oh, go ahead,
switch
Emoto.
guard
No,
onto
Emoto.
a loose detached rock switch cap can potentially jam the rocker switch, resulting in unintentional seat movement, according to the memo viewed by the WSJ.
Now, what did that mean?
I gotta reread that in my head. Sorry.
Read out loud.
All right, closing the spring-loaded seat back switch guard.
Oh, what?
Oh wait.
I
All
did
right,
better.
closing
More
closing the
better.
spring-loaded seat back switch guard onto a loose attached rocker switch cap. Can potentially jam the rocker switch, resulting in unintended seat movement. No, because I don't have
And
a
you
clue
can
what
understand
that
that's
meant.
helpful.
Yeah. I'll give you $10 if you can say that 10 times quick.
No, I can't. I could barely say
I
it once.
don't
I
even-
can't understand what it is.
I don't. It's bullshit. It's got to be bullshit. There's the only answer. There's no way this is
Did you
real.
see it? Right, so closing the spring-loaded seat back switch guard on the loose attached rocker switch can potentially jam. Yeah.
Okay, if we just stop here and say, what is a spring-loaded seat back switch guard?
Okay, I know what that is. So imagine you have a so it's a guard, right? Obviously, if you pull it up, you can
snaps
hold it
back
up,
down.
right? But once you let go, it
Snaps
snaps
down.
back.
You're right. You're 100%.
So it's a
Yeah.
spring-loaded seat back, but it's on the seat back.
It's spring-loaded, but it's not button. Yeah.
Okay, hold on. This should help. Hold on.
I
Like in my
exactly-
mind, I
that's
know what I'm.
exactly
Yeah,
you're talking
there we
There you
go.
go.
That's
This
exactly
is a
what I'm thinking about.
spring-loaded,
Yeah.
whatever we just said. Spring-loaded
Seat
seat
back
back switch guard.
switch
is
guard.
this.
So what makes it go faulty? And like, how was that up? So was the spring broken?
Well, so no, that thing closing that thing onto a loose or detached rocker switch cap. So maybe it's the rocker switch cap.
yeah. So
What's
it's the
that?
cap. It's a cap. It's that thing that covers it. That's loose. That pushed it down. So
A rocker switch cap? Is that like what makes the seat move?
Yeah, like I think so. Must. But then does it
Well,
just
no, the
like,
rocker switch cap is on top of the rocker switch because it says it could potentially jam the rocker switch. So
Now,
a
question,
rocker
sorry.
switch is a thing.
I just have a question. So it's electronic. It's a switch. I'm assuming you hit it, goes.
This
How would it go
guard
so
guards
quick that
that
he hit the
switch?
plane and made it almost crash? Something suspicious. I don't believe this. They keep on talking. That's why I think it's all fake.
This is just jibber jabber for
Yeah,
me.
this is. They're just
hold
saying
on.
words so people forget about the real problem.
Hold on, this picture kind of helps. So I think this red knobby here.
Yeah.
The red part is the
Snapback.
first words we said.
Yeah.
That's the guard.
Yeah.
This
Mhm.
thing, the knob, is the rocker switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then there's so this is this is it. This is where you
Yes.
fucked up.
Well, maybe they should spend more
Yes.
than $5 on a fucking rocker switch.
Right, it's $5. Get this one maybe? Four
Yeah.
for $11.90.
Yeah, there's you get that's a
That's
5-pack
cheaper.
though. That's a 5-pack. 6
Oh
pack.
yeah, sure. There's a
6-pack. So
5,
10 cents.
4 or 5.
Damn, that's cheaper.
Okay.
Cheaper than.
Well,
That
okay, well,
sentence was
All right.
nonsensical. I don't know what most of it meant until we actually looked at
Yeah. So that's their explanation
Yeah,
for it. I don't
okay.
think there's much else.
I don't
in
know.
There, though.
It sounds more suspicious now
Other
because
than explaining how much it hurt.
'cause
Because
I'm thinking, you know,
literally just throw them up to
Dustin,
the top.
you know how
Yeah.
there's in cars you hit the button and you go slowly, you go and moves you slowly, right? You just don't go shooting forward. Like in majority of cars
Oh, yeah,
nowadays,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Why
Yeah,
would this
they're, like,
shoot
really
him
slow.
forward? It shouldn't shoot him forward. It should go slowly. Why did it? That's why I'm.
Well, think about the old school like rocking chairs, where
Yeah.
like you lift the thing and the whole thing goes vroom, right back up.
I
like, the
don't
back
think
part
we
goes
should be
back.
having
Yeah.
seats that recline for pilots to
Zoop.
fall asleep. They fell
Kinda like-
asleep last week. We don't need. Oh yeah, the pilots that fell
Also,
asleep. Komodo.
remember-
We forgot to tell you
Dude.
about those people. 2 pilots fell asleep and veered off course.
That happened quite a bit off course before someone noticed.
Really?
Yeah.
Shit, what was I saying?
Okay.
The chair.
But yeah, I think it's time to wrong. You do it to me all the time, so it's good.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah.
You did it.
Alrighty.
But wait, what's this about cheeseburgers? Passengers later claimed the airline ignored them for several hours and then offered each of them a single McDonald's cheeseburger as they waited.
Oh, friggin' McDonald's cheeseburger, eh? Not even a French fry.
These are the people that were
Yeah.
hurt by the
Yeah.
fuck up. They offered them a McDonald's burger.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty
Wow.
good. Pretty good stuff.
Okay.
Good.
Alrighty.
I
Well,
think
what's next here?
Oh, the thing I was going to say. You remember last time we talked about airplanes, how freaking long ago they made the airplane that they were still using,
Yeah.
right? 1989.
Yeah.
Oh,
So when you ask why they
ooh.
have this shit from
But
old
they've
rocker
upgraded-
chairs,
but
it's
they
because they have
upgrade-
1980s planes.
But in 1989, they didn't have TVs in every seat, so they've upgraded the seats by then. So
But you know what? My family had in 1989 2
Oh.
reclining chairs with
Oh.
the rocket propelled thing that we just said, whatever
Yeah.
the name of that was.
okay.
I should remember that.
Our next story is something I don't know much about.
Yeah, they had
but-
spring-loaded seat back switch guards
Yeah.
on the chairs back
Okay.
then. All right. This next one's also weird.
Yeah, you can take this one because I don't even know what this is.
This I barely know what it is too. From Gizmodo, although they don't have title line. Anyways, Dune's deranged sandworm popcorn buckets are being listed for hundreds of dollars on eBay.
Huh.
The limited
Wow.
edition popcorn bucket originally sold for $24.99 in theaters, including the popcorn.
That's like $6 more. You know?
So a few things.
like-
I didn't know theaters even did this.
Yeah, you don't remember back when I was a kid, you'd be able to get the Star Wars bus buckets and all that.
Did you? Do you have any?
Yeah. Not anymore, but
You should have kept them.
I wish I did, yeah.
Is what? Because
I
look,
wish I
hundreds
kept
of
all my
dollars.
Pokemon cards on Hot Wheels too,
This
but I
is a
didn't.
new one. Dune just came out. This
Yeah.
isn't. This is
Mhm.
a new one.
But they're limited edition, so I'm sure back in the day, if there was a internet, there would have been sales of that too, right?
Here it
That's
is.
pretty cool.
It's cool. That's a lot of $100 though.
Yeah.
It looks kind of
For a
shitty to me.
bucket.
Yeah, for $100? No, not at all.
For $800.
804. That's a lot of $100.
Now that has no
Here's
bids
Will's
right now,
appearance.
right?
Sorry.
I think this has no bids.
I don't know
Oh,
yet.
Looks like no
So you
bids,
just
yeah.
ask it or best
Right.
offer, so
Yeah, right. but nobody's offered anything yet, apparently.
yeah.
Now this is just saying it's now going for at least twice that. So obviously this guy's asking for 800, but
yeah.
they're saying it's
Oh.
going for at least 50. With some listings reaching hundreds of dollars. Now, of course, a listing saying that doesn't mean it's selling.
So
But apparently people are dumb. This made me think of the Stanley Cup thing. Did you guys hear about those?
no. Oh
Not
yeah,
the
the
hockey-
Yeah, I
sorry.
heard about the
I was
Stanley
thinking the
Cup.
hockey cup. I was thinking
Not
the
the
hockey.
hockey.
Because like, hockey,
And I
of
think
course
they
know
did
the
a story
Stanley,
on
right?
them. The
Yeah.
stupid. It's like a water cup or
Yeah.
some shit.
And
And
well,
they-
someone
they
stole
did
a
the same
bunch.
thing with
We
those.
did a story about someone stealing them. Yes.
Yeah, and a bunch
Yeah.
of people were doing it to resell them for
No.
upsell, whatever.
Yeah. See, like
Alright,
the Lion
so-
King bucket. That's what I was talking about. I remember that. So
So this Dune one is currently the 5th most expensive listed item on eBay under the popcorn bucket search. So if you're
Okay.
wondering how you can find all this shit, a popcorn bucket.
oh, I kind
All
of.
right,
Wow.
so
I wish I had my
Yeah.
Lion King one. God damn it.
well, yes. So the
Right.
Godzilla and Evangelion one, $1,000. Figment, I don't even know what that is.
Now-
Signed by Tony Baxter, $1,499. The live action Lion King popcorn bucket, $2,200. You should have got. Did
Yeah.
Did you actually get one? And
I
not
don't
keep it?
remember. I recall seeing them, but I don't know if I actually had it or not.
Yeah,
That
and
was
you already
30
spoiled
years
this,
ago.
but Star Wars,
Star Wars.
Rise of Skywalker.
Star Wars
Um,
one doesn't surprise me, to be honest.
Like,
Did they
Star
do one
Wars
for
stuff,
each of the new
so
Star Wars movies, so
I
you can
don't
collect
know.
all 3?
I don't remember.
That would be cool.
No, when they
Not
made
all of them are
Bucky,
good though.
Yeah. So exactly,
Oh.
right? So, and again, just because they're asking that online doesn't mean someone's gonna pay that. You know,
Right.
Like, But you
Mhm.
never know, especially this day. But yeah, I don't see someone's paying $5K for popcorn. bucket.
Still, that's still like a good amount of money.
No.
Yeah, and I guess this
Like if you're
term
doubling it
popcorn
and you got
bucket.
to eat,
Well, yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah, that's
that's what most of
100%.
them are looking for. 100 to 200 is just like, well, you pay
100%
25
profit.
bucks.
Hey, I don't sell stuff anymore, but if I made 50% profit, I was happy. You know, it's 100%.
We also get the
profit.
popcorn. You get to eat the popcorn.
yeah, you got to
Yeah.
eat the popcorn
So
first,
you
and
get
then you
free
just sell the bucket.
popcorn. So you get free popcorn, and you
Yeah.
get like money back. Yeah, freaking win-win.
Yep.
Easy.
Yeah.
Basically a life hack. So this popcorn bucket term has been searched 4,900 times per day in February, according to eBay's data. So I
Wow.
guess it's quite a market.
I
don't know.
wish I knew that. Freak. I guess I'm getting.
Yeah, I was
back
gonna
in
say
mind
you
some.
sell odds and ends. Have you ever done
No, I never.
popcorn
Actually,
buckets?
I've sold some buckets, some things, but not popcorn.
right
But
or
not
like
popcorn.
lunchbox things,
Lunch
lunchbox
boxes
tins? But
sold.
those are
Halloween
Yeah.
baskets sold crazy, right?
Mhm.
So, yeah. Alrighty.
On February 29th, the day before Dune Part 2 hit theaters, searches for Dune popcorn bucket increased by 90%. So people
were
were
looking
already
for it,
ready
yeah.
for a Dune bucket. I
Yep.
guess they know when the buckets are
Like,
going to
I
happen.
don't know what Dune is, but one of my coworkers, he was so happy. He bought his tickets in advance and all that. So I'm gonna have to ask him if he has a bucket. And I'll offer him $5 for it. Like, hey man, I'll give
Oh
that to you
my
$5, hey? I would not do that. But
Apparently, people are also searching for Taylor Swift buckets,
Oh,
Barbie
God.
buckets, Little Mermaid buckets, Spider-Man buckets. Maybe
Do
these
they
don't exist,
all
I
have
don't
these
know.
buckets? I was gonna say.
They're
so,
searching for it, but I don't. They might be searching things that don't
just
exist.
because you search
Yeah.
for something doesn't mean it's there. But
They want us to click through some slides if you want to see some other
I'm good.
buckets.
I don't need to see any more buckets.
Here's the Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves bucket.
Mhm.
I mean, if I had gone to the theater,
You would
I
have
would-
gotten it.
yeah,
consider
You
the
would've gotten it.
25
But there was
bucks.
like
You
but
would have gotten
honestly,
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, for popcorn is $15 to $16. You're already there. What's another $10? You know what I mean? Like you're already there. You're like, at least I gotta
Right.
leave with something. Other
Oh,
than
there actually is
not,
a Little
right?
Mermaid
So,
bucket.
Okay, so you get like this bottom part too with like the sand. Is that part of
yeah,
it?
okay,
There's
yeah.
no. I couldn't. No.
Or- no, that's the table, right?
I couldn't imagine having to carry that around.
Yeah, but
Imagine sitting in the. No, I couldn't.
but just in the theater, yeah, most kids. But this is probably
pretty
back
cool,
in the
though.
90s. So these little girls would grab this bucket and
That's
they'd be
actually a
so
pretty
happy
cool
holding
bucket.
it, right? Okay, I'd want that.
Oh,
Okay,
that
take my money.
that's worth.
that
That one would be worth money.
You just gotta
find
That's
the right
100%
bucket.
it. That one
It's
right
not
there is
stupid anymore,
100%
so,
worth
yeah.
the money.
And look, you can see in this picture here, it opens.
That's so crazy. You can't even
And-
use the lid
Yo,
because it's
They want
crazy.
250, of course
Yeah.
they do. Rare.
honestly, I would
100
ask for 250 to 100 ounce.
Yeah,
I would ask
Yeah.
for 250 as well, though.
that's pretty crazy.
Like,
yeah.
it's a sick bucket.
Oh, that's
pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
decent.
alright. So
That'd
wait,
like-
look at this
that'd be a
here.
cool
You can like see
stand
the
on your
popcorn through the
nightstand, like-
eyes. So these eyes you can reach through. I think that's where you reach in and get the popcorn
Oh,
through the
yeah.
eyes.
But like that'd be cool just to
Oh,
have
I
on
think it's
your
just clear.
desk, you know, or some on your mantle or something. Right?
Yeah, that's
Like,
Literally what one like
Yeah,
this. could do.
100%.
or you get two kittens and you put the kittens in there and they can be watching, you know? Like
You don't have to put the kittens in there. They will check
Yeah.
because they need to know if they
Yeah.
fit.
100%.
You know, got to know how do I fit? I might. Let's see, Star Wars.
yeah.
That's
I'm-
nah.
I'm not as
it's
impressed
okay.
here. Why couldn't you give me a
I'm
Millennium
not
Falcon?
either.
But it's Star Wars.
Bro.
That's it, though,
R2D2
you know?
bucket?
It's Star
Or a-
Wars.
the
That's
new
it.
Oh, an
R2D2.
R2D2 bucket will go crazy.
Yeah, or the new
And
guy,
that's
BB.
5,000.
They're asking. Doesn't
Put
mean
it
they're
up
gonna
for
get it.
5,000.
Whoa.
That's crazy.
Come on.
That's
And
like
of course, these don't have
8,000
bids.
Canadian. Holy moly.
Okay, combo Godzilla and Evangelion. So this person's
That's
selling them
sick.
both.
Those are actually sick. Those are pretty cool.
Those look like
So-
toys more than buckets.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
But that's still
Those are
$1,000 for
cool.
the pair. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That is pretty crazy. Sold out. Scream?
Okay. Scream one's nice.
Like, yeah, but
I like
again,
it.
like that, you look like you got ripped off from popcorn, probably.
How
Um,
how much popcorn could fit in this one?
Yeah. huh.
Not much.
But
probably.
again, the item is
Oh, there is an R2D2.
Oh, look.
Oh.
Here we-
Like,
that's
They
it.
couldn't take
You
my
know,
money
that's
on
it.
this one. It
like,
opens
Yeah.
up
that's
front.
120. I can see
That's
that
a 120.
I can see that
Honestly,
selling more than the other one.
Me personally, I would probably buy that for 120. I'm not even gonna lie. I would buy that for 120.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
buy
that
it right
is
now. Fuck
very
That's cool.
So purchased. So-
And even this person writing this is like,
Wait,
would I
is it
gladly
also
do
a
that?
drink
Yeah.
cup? Scroll up. Is it
Oh,
also a drink cup? Is that a
it?
straw on his head?
that is a straw on his head. Maybe not. I don't know.
It,
It is.
it
It's a
says
popcorn
sipper.
bucket
It says
sipper.
sipper.
Oh,
Well,
That
I would
is a
pay 120
drink
for that.
receptacle.
I would
I'm
pay
buying it.
120 for that. I wouldn't even think about it.
eBay.
If I saw that somewhere, I'm buying it. 100%.
All right. Oh, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This is the new one.
That's pretty cool.
But it's still the trap though, or the whatever the hell they call these, the ghost trap. That
Mhm.
one's pretty cool.
Yep.
$94, not $94.
Okay, there's other ones.
No.
You okay? Look at there's this popcorn bucket.
You don't want the
So
Taylor
this
Swift
one's
one, Mike?
trash.
It
Look,
doesn't-
a lot of people don't apparently. It's 2672.
Yeah, and
I'm good.
honestly, it's not clever. It's just a bunch of Taylor
It's not.
pictures. It's
Yeah,
not-
literally, you can make that and sell it. Like, but yeah, like
Barbie. Okay, see, this is better. This is the Barbie
That's
car.
really good.
49, that should be
yeah.
higher.
Again, it seems like it's a rip off on popcorn too, though.
It is,
Maybe.
sure.
Maybe.
But,
but
you
not
know,
as
Does the
bad as one of
front-
those above there.
The front opens.
yeah.
It has a little hinge on it,
Huh.
on the hood. Or
Maybe there's
front.
more popcorn underneath. Would that make it okay?
No.
Definitely would. Yes, it would.
No.
I don't know how big it is.
Yeah. I don't know. I just wouldn't want to have a Barbie car anyway.
All right, that's the end of them. Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know they
Yeah.
had that many of the pictures in here for
Those
this. I
were
just,
cool. Those were
Wow.
cool.
yeah.
We only have 2 stories left, so we should probably finish them up.
All
here.
right. This next one's a little sad.
A killing spree of eagles.
Yeah.
I think
AP
the
News
next
brings
2 are
us-
sad. I actually almost want to
Yeah.
skip the last one.
Man pleads
But-
guilty in eagle killing spree on reservation to sell feathers on black market. And when I read that, I was like, well, what does a killing spree mean? When you see that, what do you think?
I think he's killing a whole bunch of like.
Well, what's a whole
wild-
bunch?
I'd say.
Like 100?
I don't
no,
know.
I feel like that's high. I'll probably say like 15 and up.
Well, he's asking these questions, so I'm kind of confused. I'm getting bets in the thousands.
It's thousands.
That's
he
why
killed
I'm asking
thousands
so.
of
What?
golden bald eagles.
Yeah.
Thousands.
Okay.
And that's
That's
why I
sad.
had to do this, even though it's like
That's
sad.
horrible,
It's like
yeah.
insane. And
Oh,
also, I guess
I
That's,
didn't
it's-
look at
uh,
that.
That's a lot.
yeah, this is this is actually the evidence that got him busted, I'm pretty sure. Because when they investigated him, they found the feet and the feathers. They didn't find the rest of the body when they busted the guy.
All
Yeah,
those
and then
feathers.
of course here's a whole bunch of the evidence of what he was doing it for.
Yep.
Was to get all these feathers, the tail feathers in
That's-
particular.
I fuck
Just
I
bird.
birds are such beautiful creatures, you know. They're so intelligent, and just to do this, you know, like oh, heckles. Let everybody get in here first.
Oh, hey, thanks for that raid there,
Oh,
Heckles.
Heckles,
Welcome to
thank
the show.
you.
We have a familiar face with us here tonight. Moto King is
Mhm.
joining us.
Hey.
Yeah,
And unfortunately, we're on the sad news part of the night.
Yeah.
yeah. Thank you
Um,
for anyone who just joined us. We're Borderline Banter. I'll give you a quick rundown. We do a podcast that talks over current events and random news stories. So if that's something that interests you, please hit that follow button. We're trying to get to 300 followers. Right now we're doing a sad story about this man who killed a whole bunch of birds for its feathers.
Yeah, so we're actually just about to start
And
here.
thank you very much, Heckles. I really appreciate that. So I think Moto's good. So
You can't answer for
I
him.
said that's
I
what think.
am fantastic.
Yeah.
Heckles. Absolutely fantastic.
So
All right.
okay.
Washington State man accused of helping kill thousands of birds pleaded guilty in federal court on Wednesday to shooting eagles on an American Indian reservation in Montana and selling their feathers and body parts on the black market. Travis John. Okay, it's always a red flag when you have two first names.
Travis Jones.
Yep.
Travis John Branson pleaded guilty to conspiracy, wildlife trafficking, and 2 counts of trafficking federally protected bald and golden eagles under a plea deal reached last month with government attorneys.
A plea deal, so he's gonna get nothing.
Well, look,
Yeah.
what I just read is not thousands of counts of anything. So yeah, he pleaded his way out of thousands
Yeah.
of counts somehow.
So-
I'm kind of pissed that they took a deal with this guy.
Hmm. So what's the charges?
Well, it says conspiracy, wildlife trafficking, and 2 counts of trafficking federally protected bald and golden eagle.
Okay. Well, what does that get
So
you?
it's-
Fine.
This doesn't even have killing.
Yeah, what's conspiracy too? Conspiracy to what? Is conspiracy just a crime? Doesn't have to be conspiracy to something.
Well, it's probably conspiracy to these things. Conspiracy
Okay, yeah.
to traffic wildlife and wildlife trafficking, and trafficking of protected species.
Mm-hmm.
Just so they're covering all three. It's one of those stacking where if they get you on the third one, it probably is concurrent sentencing
Alrighty.
because it's the same. Anyways, either way, it's not 1,000 of anything, which it should be because it says he killed thousands of protected birds.
Yeah.
So you get
Well,
Well, it
thousands of
says he
friends.
helped kill, but
Cool. Then we
yes.
need to get the other
Yeah.
suspects.
Yeah.
Let's get them all. All right. So the prosecution over eagles killed on the Flathead Indian Reservation underscores the persistence of a thriving illegal trade in illegal feathers despite a law enforcement crackdown in the 2010s that netted dozens of criminal indictments across the U.S. West and Midwest. Feathers and other parts of eagles are widely used by Native Americans in ceremonies and during powwows. Well, yeah, but they also have legal means to acquire the feathers that they use for those purposes. So,
Yeah,
just saying.
That's yeah. Sorry, I'm just.
So yeah, this says court documents quote Branson saying in January 2021 text that he was going on a quote killing spree to obtain eagle tails. Branson and a second defendant, Simon Paul, killed approximately 3,600 birds, including
okay.
eagles on the Flathead Reservation and elsewhere, according to the December indictment. So that's why I said we need to get the other suspect, Simon.
Yeah, this.
And why is it in 3,600 charges?
Yeah, like that's true. Because yeah, that's crazy.
If I rob 3,600 stores, what do I get? Robbery of a store, one charge,
well, they probably
30
would give
days,
you-
and I'm
they-
out?
Yeah, maybe.
Like, no, I don't. I get something totally different if I rob
Yeah, I don't
3,600
know.
stores.
How, like, I don't understand like why people want the feathers. Like, what? Just because it looks pretty. Like what?
Presumably, right? Pretty and I don't
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you want any feathers, Hamato?
No, I don't.
Definitely not.
I don't actually have an interest in buying these feathers. So, so federal authorities have not disclosed how most of these birds were killed, nor where else the killings happened, and the issue was not discussed during Wednesday's hearing. So I mean that's not great.
So yeah, there's something they don't like. Why won't they go in that? Because it's on a reservation. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know why they won't disclose it. Probably because they're wildly undercharging this guy.
Yeah.
And his co-conspirator. So they don't want to let you know how wildly undercharged it is. Because I can't understand how you go from 3,600 birds to here's 2 rinky-dink charges, and you're probably not even going to serve jail time.
Yeah, probably
kind of thing.
slap on
Like
the
this is a
wrist.
fines kind of thing.
Well, let's see what it says. Let's see what it's.
So it says Branson sold 2 sets of golden eagle tail feathers for $650, according to prosecutors. So I mean, they've got a paper trail of him doing the illegal trade. Less than 2 weeks later, law enforcement stopped him on the reservation and found in his vehicle the feet and feathers of a golden eagle he had shot near Polson, Montana. And that's where I was talking about how they kind of busted him. They got him on, I think, that first photo we saw of the feet and feathers. That's why they included it, because it's kind of key to the story. A little graphic to jump in without even warning.
Give you a warning, yeah. Like,
They started with that one, not me.
I cringe, so.
Yeah. So yeah, they also had photos of the bird's severed feet for the court filings. The bird's carcass had been, quote, cleaned by the second defendant, Paul, and was found in a nearby field. Fortunately, they saved us those photos.
Yeah, that
saved us from having to go through those photos. Obviously, they found that evidence, though. Multiple phones seized by authorities during the stop yielded photos and text messages that described, quote, the shooting, killing, and ultimate selling of bald and golden eagles throughout the United States. So all the evidence was on their phones. They weren't trying to be
like they're not gonna get nothing though. That's the sad part. Like, so it's not gonna make people scared. It's just gonna let people know that they can get away with it. You know, like.
So this dude admitted it to the judge that he was conspiring to take and sell the migratory birds.
Yeah.
Again, that doesn't help with the not understanding why we're not throwing the book at this guy.
And he grew up with the co-defendant, so they're close, so they're friends. That makes a difference.
He was not taken into custody pending his sentencing, and he made no public comments after the hearing. He's just sitting at home during all this.
Exactly. Yeah. Why bother? Why?
His life is unaffected.
Because that's sad.
So the plea deal does call for him to pay restitution. An amount has not been set, but tribal officials hope some of that money comes to the Flathead Reservation, home to the Federated Salish and Kootenai tribes.
Yeah, so for sure.
Can't say I've ever heard of those two, but obviously they're indigenous American tribes.
Yeah. There's a lot of tribes. There's hundreds of tribes, I'm sure, throughout North America.
There used to be a lot more.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would also hope that a lot of it goes there. I don't know though, because reservations in America get screwed over big time.
Here in Canada too. Don't worry.
Because when you're saying you're not federal land, well then you don't get federal money.
Yeah.
Kind of arguments come into play, right? So if they decide that this happened in a federal court, you don't get any of it. It's a federal thing. I could see them being like that. It's kind of dickish.
I don't.
So I hope they get some of it because clearly they're probably the most harmed.
Okay.
The three of us admitted we don't want these feathers. We have no interest
definitely
in these.
don't.
This is something these tribes probably do care deeply about. So yeah, I don't know what else we've got here.
Yeah. Does it go on to say? Well, yeah, he's not gonna get. Just gonna be charged. So he ain't gonna even get. He's not even gonna get time. So
they've got 11 instances of him trafficking them, and I don't know. Maybe they just don't have enough evidence because.
He says right there,
he's selling the evidence.
In a 2016 text message quoted by prosecutor, to acknowledge that shipping eagles internationally was illegal, adding, "I just get them for 99 cents, the price of a bullet." So he's saying that he knew there. So
I just get them for 99 cents.
That means he buys a bullet, then he shoots him. So.
But then there wouldn't be any. Oh, okay, gotcha.
He ain't international travel.
Okay, yeah. So he knows that it's illegal because he admits that it's illegal and says, "I do it this way. That's not legal at all."
Yeah, so.
Especially not bald eagles. That's like our country bird, man. You can't do that one.
I know.
That's freedom.
We even have bald eagles here in Canada, and they're such beautiful birds. I've been on the ocean, and they'll fly right beside the boat as you're going on the ocean. They'll fly right beside you. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Here's another text from him. I don't get them for free though. Out here committing felony.
Yeah. Okay,
when he was negotiating, make sure the guy who he's negotiating with pays higher because I'm committing crimes out here.
Yeah. So.
Are you? Because it sounds like you're committing slaps on the wrist out here. All right, he faces up to 5 years and $250,000.
He ain't gonna get 5 years
on the most serious charge, which again they just say conspiracy.
Yeah.
Just conspiracy, Jeff.
Conspiracy. Now I really want to know what conspiracy for what.
Just in general, if you conspire in America, that's a big deal. Stop.
That's crazy.
Yeah, no, they don't
I don't know. I don't get it. It's usually conspiracy to do a thing that's also a thing to do.
Okay. Well,
but under the plea deal, they would seek to dismiss additional trafficking charges and would recommend a sentencing guideline reduction that could lessen the severity of his punishment. Yeah, no shit. Sounds like they lowered it a lot.
Okay, well
apparently there was another big operation, Operation Dakota Flyer. They found 35 people doing the same thing. A decade ago.
150 eagles. That's a lot of eagles.
Yeah, that's sad. And they're such smart, beautiful birds, I don't know.
Here we go. This is the part I was getting at. Federally recognized tribes can apply for permits with the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services to take a bald or golden eagle for religious purposes, and enrolled tribal members can apply for feathers and other bird parts from the National Eagle Repository in Colorado and non-government repositories in Oklahoma and Phoenix. So yeah, that's what I was trying to get at, how the actual tribes who have purposes for these can't still get them. Although I don't like how much tape they have to jump through. This is probably too much. But that's
then again, then anybody can just say, "Hey, I'm from the reserve, right?" or whatever, right? So
there's a years-long backlog of requests.
Well, in terms of if you're recognized by the tribe, is up to the tribes themselves. So it's not up to the federal government to say that you're recognized by the tribe. It's up to the tribes to say you're recognized by the tribe. So if a tribe says you are, you are.
Yeah.
And then, but the part I was getting at isn't that. It's the making them go through this U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services whole thing. But
it is
kind of weird.
Yeah. But yeah.
It's a lot of red tape when the tribe themselves have already basically done the okay on the person who would be doing it. Like you're adding red tape that the tribe has already done, in my opinion.
But yeah, think that's all we actually have. I think we're gonna skip the last story there.
Is
We
the
are
last one
running-
too
yeah.
sad?
Nah, yeah, and we're running a little late, so yeah, we'll just skip that one. Nobody needs to know. It was a sad one, but it's okay. But
Yeah,
yeah,
it was.
So if anybody here, if you haven't already, if you can hit that follow button, that helps us out quite a bit. We're trying to make a goal of 300. Only 30 to go. And if you go to borderlinebanter.com, you can find us on Facebook, YouTube, and X, formerly known as Twitter. Go on there, give us a follow. We post mostly on X and YouTube, but we do occasionally post on Facebook. And if you want to be on the show, you can drop us a line. Shoot us a message. We'll get back to you. There's a few questions there, but we like to hear your opinion, your thoughts, and just...
Or you can show up and chat.
Yeah,
and that works too.
exactly.
And then you can just come on directly
Yeah.
from chat.
So yeah, well, Himoto's like he still works for us in our hearts, so he's allowed to come and go. So, but yeah,
Just remember to
that's
send
not
us
gonna
check
happen
this
very
week.
often. But yeah, and as always, it is okay not to be okay. We end every episode on this. 988 is a phone number. There's a lot of signs that you can see in somebody who's going through something, and if you are, lots of phone numbers right there for different people, different situations, and all of that. And yeah, borderlinebanter.com. Himoto.
Yeah, and we've recently added a couple extra phone numbers
Yeah.
too. So for a couple more specific kind of
reach out
Mhm.
programs. So.
phone
see
lines
that.
for people,
Yeah.
more specific targeted things. So
Oh yeah, Himoto,
Anyways.
really appreciate you coming in again. We always love you having you on. Have anything to say before we jet out here?
Not really. Just want to say I really enjoyed my time here. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Happy to be back. I'm going to try being around more frequently. I promise.
Yeah, no worries. It's always fun to have you on. Last week we actually had 3 guests on, so it was always nice to have that. But,
Yeah.
so-
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
and thank you for this sub too. That helps out the channel.
Of
So,
course.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dustin. Have anything to say before we jet out?
just thanks everyone for being here. Big thanks to Himoto. Another big thanks to Heckles.
Yeah.
Big thanks to Mike for being able to do the tech on the fly. He
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
that thing. He did the damn thing. I'm
Impressive.
Just like
Yeah.
that. Not even like it wasn't that bad
Um,
either.
gonna put you on the spot. Are we doing Spotify?
Yeah, we're on Spotify.
All right.
Borderline
Big
Banter.
thanks to anyone
Yeah.
listening on Spotify later or watching on YouTube later. Thanks everyone.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you everyone for being here. Thank you, Heckles. Thank you, Himoto. Thank you, Dustin. I'd like to thank everybody
you,
for being
Jace,
here.
for being
Yeah,
a
thank you
deadbeat.
for being here. All those in chat, all those followers. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be doing this.
We would.
But yeah, but yeah, I'm actually gonna send you off to our friend Nacho Mama. She was actually a very fun guest to have on, and yeah, so check her out. Say hi to her. Send some love. See y'all on Friday. Stay safe.